family, Trojan gang. Y'all go listen to me. Y'all go listen to me when I tell y'all USC gonna bleed Oregon out. USC gonna bleed Oregon out. You know what I'm saying? We would have every head-to-head victory. The Oregon Duck fans, they in their feelings right now. They in their feelings right now. They mad. They talking about see you 1 year. You'll be in a portal. We are bleeding them. Every head-to-head battle, we are winning. And they starting to notice. Fight on, Carter and Bo. How my mic sound, y'all? Cause I'm like at work. Saying I only got 2 bars. So I don't know how the audio coming out. Am I clear? Am I clear? Because we got to talk about this. Yes, sir. We got to talk about this. Now, Daddy Lang, we see this commitment coming. We seen it. But you know, the Ducks, they hold out hope. They still think this 2023. You feel what I'm saying? We taking over. We taking over. We got California. You feel me? The DB class might be full. I think we might grab a safety. What y'all think? Like, y'all want some more DBs? Or should we focus on the trenches now? Right? Gavin Williams, he better come on. But according to Mark Hogan, like, we ain't gonna get Gavin Williams. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get Duvet Williams. I don't know. It seems like everybody we target though, especially when it comes down to us. Hey, y'all. I've been looking at the recruiting rankings. We got Oregon out our backyard officially. When I look at the top 10, 15 players in California, they all trending USC or even Oklahoma or A&M. Now Texas A&M, that's the next school we need to get out our backyard. Cause Texas A&M, they still in our backyard. We still got kids leaning towards them. But we bleed in Oregon head to head right now. We bleed in Oregon head to head right now. And I'm gonna say it every time. Every victory that we get, right? Every victory that we get over Oregon, y'all gonna hear me talking. I don't care. It's Oregon killer around here, right? It's Oregon killer, and they the ops. So every victory, every recruiting victory, gonna be celebrated over here at Carter Sports over Oregon. They been the main thorn in our backs when it comes to this recruitment. So it feels so good that they ain't a threat at all no more. See, I thought with USC getting our money right, that there's gonna be a back and forth with these recruits. I felt like we'll win our fair share, maybe even more, because of the local talent we got in the area. I didn't think they'll be an afterthought. I didn't think that we'll dominate them head to head. We have been dominating them head to head. It's like 10 straight in a row. I forget all the players that we didn't flip from them or won commitments from them. What up, Black Diamond? Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's always feel good to get a recruiting victory over the Ducks. It always feel good to keep your home talent at home. Now, if y'all seen lives before, Danny Lang is nice. Danny Lang is nice. He physical, decisive. He got hips. He could change directions. He could play in a slot. Like, he could play anywhere on the field. So we continue to bleed Oregon, and we continue to smash on the recruiting trail. What's up, Cardinal and Bo? Like, man, how you feeling?
Hey man, what's going on, man? It's a good day. It's a good day to be a Trojan, man.
Hey, look, let me ask you something. Because I know you my boy, you gonna keep it real with me. Am I focusing too much on Oregon? Am I picking on them too much?
Nah, not at all. Because what you're doing is you're reacting. You and I have the same mentality with Oregon. If Oregon doesn't talk about us, we don't have to talk about them. I really don't care for them that much. But
Right.
what's happening is we drew a line. We had a goal. We said, hey, we're gonna put a fence around California. They laughed. Oh, ha ha ha! You guys ain't
Right.
gonna do that. Now we're actually doing that. Now it's, oh, early commitments don't matter now. Oh, these announcement little videos, man, they're not a big deal. Guys are going to transfer anyway. Now it's a bunch of excuses. But you never hear the
Right.
Ducks talk about putting a fence around Oregon.
ain't no fence, ain't no backyard to put a fence around. What
Exactly.
you gonna put a fence around some 2 stars?
Exactly. So they know when we build momentum, when we get our goals straight, when we have a plan, we implement it, we get a good staff. They know what's coming. So it's no, not at all, man. It's recruiting battles. Man, listen, there were three hats on that table. Ohio State was there.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal too. So even if you didn't bring up Oregon, Carter, it's great that we're able to battle Ohio State.
Yeah. Ohio State fans, they were salty in the comments too. And Ohio State, look, Ohio State know that we took their number one cornerback in Albert Hill and a
Yep,
number one running back, Sean Austin. Out of the We took their number one running back in the state and a number one cornerback after they just had came off a national championship. So
exactly.
Ohio State, they finna start feeling salty about us too, bro.
Hey,
Because we didn't won a lot of head to head.
on top of
Go ahead.
that, I have to go back and look at the hats that Honor Johnson, Balava. Do you remember Ohio State being on that or no? I'm trying to remember. I remember obviously through Oregon, but
Yeah. I don't know. He had like 5 hats up there.
yeah, I want to go back and check. But here's my point, Carter. Not only is what you just said about Ohio State, they also had a Heisman candidate at quarterback. So their potential is off the charts. So let's just say I'm an offensive player, and I'm looking at going to Ohio State. I mean, you got Sayin over there who just left the Heisman ceremony, and I'm
Right.
still not picking them.
Exactly. And they the hometown school. I'm
Exactly.
going to LA.
So yeah,
Right?
man, there is nothing wrong with us recognizing that we are if we're able to pick out and criticize what we do wrong all the time, we have to be able to say, hey, you know what, we're doing it right. And all the players are saying the same thing, Carter. They're all saying the best in Cali stay in Cali. They're all saying it,
Hey,
and
hey,
that's a
look.
beautiful
And you
thing.
know what's funny? It's when last year, right? Look, let me bring you back to last year when we was getting all these everybody was saying, "Oh, it's only whoop de whoop. Wait until October. Hmm. Wait until July, right?" Then
Yep,
that turned into, "Oh, wait until USC go 6-6." My point is, they swore that class was gonna collapse because the previous class when we had all them decommitments, right? So they went
yep,
from swearing our classes gonna go till wait till USC go 8-4. We went exactly 8-4
exactly,
and nobody decommitted. Look, we went exactly 8-4 and
exactly,
still cut the number one class. So guess what
exactly,
they
man.
did? They swore that we was gonna collapse.
You there, Carter? Well, listen. Um, Yeah, man, they're always going to move the goalposts, man, because they don't want to give us any bit of momentum. And why should they? We are SC, you
True.
know?
Yeah. They know they don't want to sleep in giant to awake. You feel me? So it's
Yep.
like I always thought Cardinal and Bowl, like to be honest with you, I always thought like, okay, when we got our NIL together, I felt like we was gonna be able to compete with the Ohio States and the Oregons and the Texas A&M by just getting our money together. And I always said that once we start winning, we gonna dominate recruiting. I never thought that all we had to do was get our NIL right to dominate. Like we ain't even winning yet. So I could just imagine if we already getting our pick from the litter. Like I can't remember lately too many head-to-head battles we didn't lost against anybody if the recruit had us in the top 2 or 3. So if we basically getting everybody that we want, getting a pick of the litter without even having the success on the field, that's the scary part. It's like Cardinal and Bold. It's like what we gonna do with recruiting when we start winning. Like we gonna have to turn down good players. Like I like you, you good, but we got 2 or 3 5 stars at this position. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like so, the last year class is like that seemed like it's as good as it could get, but it's not because we did all that just off of hope and a dream. Like, look, we gonna take care of you financially, hey, and you be the one that turn this program around. We didn't have to win. We ain't even been in the playoffs, and we still could recruit the number one. That's what they scared of. And that's what even surprised me, Cardinal Bowl. Like I thought we would have to win to have this much success. But all we had to do is get our money right. So it's scary hours right now. It's
Oh yeah,
very
man.
scary hours right now. So
And that's
do you still
why and
let
that's
me
why
ask
I
you a
would
question.
oh go ahead.
Do you still think that we only taking 20 kids? You know what I'm saying? You still think we at that limit?
I still think it's going to be a smaller class.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I think you might have did a video, or maybe I might have saw it somewhere where somebody was trying to create a panic as, oh, USC's missing recruits. And, I didn't really get, I thought it was a little bit of clickbaitish. But
Markoki.
yeah, I thought it was a little clickbait. I think I think we're going to get a smaller class to allow the current roster to breathe. We got so many young players. We got
Yeah.
so much, you know what I mean? That there has to be a year where we could evaluate what we have, right? And let Lincoln Riley cook. And Lincoln, like you said, Lincoln Riley has a whole different demeanor. His interviews, his confidence is so internal now. You know what I mean? Like you could tell inside, he's like, man, I got a roster.
Right. I could see it on him. I was saying that like the last live I did, or I don't know, I be doing so much stuff, but I remember saying that, like, man, Lincoln Riley, his swagger, like, he seemed more believable to me. Like in the past, I could tell what he was saying was coach speak. I could
Yeah.
tell what he was saying. He didn't really believe that. Now it's like, oh, he believed this. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he
Yeah.
believed
You
it. I
were on
could tell the
point.
difference.
I thought you were on point when you did that video, man, because I saw the same thing, the body language. But here's the other thing too. You and I both had faith in him for the simple fact of the learning curve. You know what I mean? We
Mm-hmm.
were only the few that really said, "Hey, here's the situation. He just got to LA. He got there, brought Caleb, but he had to get situated to USC. He had to get situated to LA, Cali schools. Then he had to deal with NIL. NIL just hit, and then we changed conferences. No other coach had to deal with all that in a short period of time. So
With
it
a
took a team.
struggling NIL.
Yeah, with the struggling NIL. And here's the thing: it's the same thing in life with anybody who comes to California. You got to get adjusted to California.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
people do not understand the difference between San Diego, LA, Long Beach, Riverside. I mean, there's bars. If you go into a bar in LA and you say F Kobe Bryant, you might get jumped.
Right.
You might get run. You might really get run up out of there. So you're looking at the postcard of what Cali is, but
Yeah,
Lincoln
and
Riley had
this a
Lincoln
different
Riley.
animal.
Yeah, it's a different animal, and Lincoln Riley had to learn the culture. This is the same culture that has the Lakers. I mean, there's people who come to Laker games late on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could have the greatest squad in Lakers. They're going to arrive 20 minutes late because that's what they do in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then if the
And
Lakers don't win, they'll clown the guys on the Lakers squad.
yeah, this a different animal. So you add all that, right? And speaking of the Lakers, how many players came to the Lakers? It wasn't the same player that folded under pressure.
Oh man, I'm glad you said that, man, because it's just like being a Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain uniforms you put on, man. That pressure is intense. Some guys in the NBA can hide out on the bench. They could be on the Atlanta Hawks and just hide on the bench and make millions. Soon as they put a Laker uniform on, they live. Not only do they live the lifestyle, but now they got to ball out.
And a lot of them don't live to the expectation, especially the shooters that we always used to get. Now, Luke Kennard, he didn't came and he's still shooting at a high level. But I done seen a lot of role players, a lot of players that supposed to be 3-point specialists come to LA and can't hit a shot. So, like I said, like we said, LA is a whole different animal. And then when you think about it, Lincoln Riley had a lot of stuff against him. And a lot of good qualities that you can have can hurt you. Like loyalty can lead. I seen somebody posted something the other day, which is true. Like loyalty can lead to death. You being loyal to the wrong person can lead to
Yep.
your downfall. So I feel like part of the first reason Lincoln Riley was failing is because he was loyal to Grinch and that coaching staff. He felt like, man, I moved them out of they homes in the middle of the night. Like it'd be wrong if I just fired them after one season here in LA and they didn't picked up and left their family. So I feel like
Exactly.
that. I feel like that hurt him. Second, I feel like Caleb Williams carrying our team to higher levels than, you know what I'm saying, carrying us on our back to a 11-win season and creating them expectations. I feel like that hurt him. We won 11 games, 10, 11 games, but that wasn't a playoff caliber roster. When
Not
you
at
looked
all.
at that after that one season, you like they was one game away from the playoffs. Like, and we actually could have made it, right? But that team was Caleb Williams really carrying us, right? We got talent on that team, Jordan Addison, but without Caleb, we don't win 10-11. He was magical. Like, I don't think we beat Notre Dame that year. Like, Caleb was that dude, right? It's the reason he won the Heisman. So he had that going against him. Then after you realize I gotta break this loyalty, I gotta get rid of Grinch, I gotta get rid of the Oklahoma staff. Now you're starting all over again.
Yep.
Then on top of that, the whole time until just last year, the NIL wasn't right. So he had loyalty holding him back. The NIL wasn't right, so he couldn't acquire the players that we really needed and wanted to get out of high school in the portal because before our NIL got on, we missed a lot of portal players that could have came and helped the team. Guys like Jamari Caldwell and Walter Nolan, like all them guys in the trenches that came and visited USC when they was in the transfer portal, but we couldn't close the deal because we had David Emmerich offering NFL talent defensive lineman $50,000 for NIL. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he didn't have the ability to acquire the talent he need. He was trying to be loyal to some coaches that wasn't gonna get the job done. We've put unreasonable expectations on ourselves, or the media did, after Caleb Williams won 11 games. And then he's a young coach. He's not perfect. So all these reasons why I
Exactly.
never completely gave up on Riley, and we got to remember what Riley came here when he was 39. Something like
Hey
he was in
man,
his
hey,
30s
I've
when
been
he.
preaching that, man. You and I've been, and here's the thing, Carter. What you're saying is reasonable. You're not caping. What you're saying is actually reasonable and it's objective.
Right.
Let me add this. He also came knowing that USC is a brand, right? A national brand. So he's thinking, I'm going to recruit on a national scale, but he didn't understand California.
Yeah.
All you
And
need to
it
do is
ain't it
just
ain't look, not to cut you off, but it ain't even about understanding California. He didn't have the pipelines like in the history. Like, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I know at Oklahoma, he got a couple of players out of Cali, but he didn't have no. establish pipeline connections with the modern day coaches, with the St. Bosco coaches. Why you think
Bingo.
that we were striking out with all the modern day kids? Because you got to think about it. You're going to go what you know. So I remember when Lincoln Riley first came here, he still was recruiting Texas like he was in Oklahoma. He still was going back to them familiar pipelines that he knew from Oklahoma. And the only
Yep.
thing that he knew about Cali recruiting is about the couple little players that he would grab out this way. See, it's a difference when you pick a few players from a state in the area than when that area is your home base where you starting recruiting at.
And now he
That's a
can have a
difference.
coach on speed dial, a coach that he knows for a couple of years.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? He coming fresh off the plane, gets $1 million spot, and he's kind of just chilling. He isolated, but now he's been there a couple years. The modern day coach know what he's about. They talk to him. When he shows up now, they hey, what up? It's not even Coach Riley's here. It's like, what's up, Link?
Exactly. Exactly my point. So we didn't want to allow that to develop. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, I
We had to
agree,
let
man. I agree.
and then look, like I said about the age, most coaches, like the great ones, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, shit, even Phil Jackson, we go different sports. Most coaches hit their prime as a coach like in their late 40s, early 50s.
Hey, Carroll was an older. Hey, Carroll was an older
Carroll
coach
was
when he
50
was doing
years
his thing.
old, already had been to in the NFL level. He had already probably like 20 years of coaching experience by the time he came to SC.
Exactly, man. I'm telling you.
So
Telling you.
people act like coaches can't develop. So I'm like, Riley got potential. He already was 30 years old and had took the crown of the quarterback guru. He got a specialty that he could claim. You could say what you want to him about a coach, but he produces Heisman and NFL quarterbacks. And he always produces a great offense. So if as a coach, if you got something that's guaranteed, I'm gonna work with that. So if you a great offensive mind, and that's a guarantee, all I'm gonna feel like as a general manager or an athletic director, I just got to get you a defense,
Yep.
and you gonna take off, right? So and that is another thing. Speaking about the GM, he had to be the GM too. He had to coach and be the GM.
See, but the thing with Chad though is Chad. What this is what Lincoln didn't have. Lincoln had a reference of the glory days of USC, but it was just on the surface, and it was just the numbers and the winning and watching Reggie on TV. Chad spent some time back at that. He spent some time in LA, so he got that LA mentality.
Yeah, he
You
knew
know what
more
I
about the
mean?
culture than Lincoln did.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why when I first heard his interview, I was like, man, he sound like cats I went to school with.
Yeah, for
And
real.
he left. He leaving Notre Dame, so he knows he could take he could take the advantages and the assets of Notre Dame, take a little bit of that, and then bring it to a LA culture. And dude, that's why he got the best of both worlds. A
Exactly.
culture, a culture, branding, motto, the best. Every player, the best. The blessed in Cali, stay in Cali. The LA's the place to be. It's becoming a mantra now.
And it's facts now. Like he came and he said that, and they done that his first year. He said the best in Cali gonna stay in Cali. We gonna put this fence around Cali, and that's what they did with 1 year.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like I said, Cardinal Bowl, and people want to hate on the internet. Oh, Lincoln Riley ain't gonna do nothing. Blah blah blah. Like you're a fool if you think we gonna keep recruiting at this level, which I believe we is, and it's not gonna translate to the field. Even though I feel like Riley could have done better in the past with certain squads, but it ain't like he didn't squandered off championship level talented rosters, right? He may have squandered off maybe a top 15 team or a top 12 team, and that team finished outside the top 25 or the top 20. But it ain't like since he been at SC, he didn't had elite talent and didn't know what to do with it. It's a lot of games we played where the other team had more talent than us. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, I
I could see
agree.
yeah, I could see if you felt like this about Lincoln Riley, if the whole time he was here, that we had that 5 and 4 star talent like everybody else, then that'd be different. But we know that we've been lacking talent in the trenches ever since he been here, bro.
And here's the other thing too, I'll say, and this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but the things that the negatives that Riley has shown as a coach are stuff that he can actually correct.
Improve, yeah.
Yeah. So the ability to stick to the running game, he's getting better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, clock management, we need to get better with that, but he can get better at that. You know what I mean? Because to me, clock management is more of a just a philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he. I think he be winging it. I don't think he has uh, a philosophy when it comes to okay, what we
Late
gonna do
late in the
right now.
game, and as far as
Yeah,
managing the clock.
yeah, I think he just flows within the game, but I think you got to get ahead of yourself and say, "Hey, in these situations, this is what we're gonna do." And a good staff would help that out, dude. Patterson would help that out. The more talented coaches you have around you will help that out. So, so oh well, they don't care about defense. Okay, you clearly he's correcting that. Oh man, Lincoln Riley don't run the ball. Listen, we were running that ball when Waymo and Eli were healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting a double dose of run, and he was dumping the low percentage, not low percentage, the high percentage passes, just dumping it to Eli. And I mean, the running backs were getting run.
Yeah, they was. Like if you go back to the Oklahoma days, where he got a little bit more talent, the team even more balanced. Like even when he first came here, he really want to be 50-50. Lincoln Riley just like it's hard for him to stomach a no gain on the run play. You know what I'm saying? He got to develop sticking with it even if it ain't going right. So I would see Lincoln like if we run the ball, don't get nothing, the offensive line ain't creating no holes, he'll start passing it like boom, boom, boom. Cause he like the running game ain't working. But sometimes as a coach, you got to still go to the run game, even if it ain't working, just to keep the defense off balance so you can't get predictable. You know what I'm saying? To protect your quarterback, to give your offensive line a chance to lean on the defensive line and wear them out. But I noticed with Riley, when he would abandon the run, it's when the run game wasn't consistent. Like, oh, I done ran the ball twice and got stuffed. I'm finna pass the ball the next 5 or 6 times. But like if he running and we get 4 or 5 yards, he'd keep going. But at this very thing I'm saying, he done got better and better every year at that. So
Yep.
this past season, he still would even stick with the run sometimes, even if it would get stuck. But in the past, that's all it took the defense is to stop the run one time, and you know the rest of that drive or the rest of that down series, he finna pass.
And that's why the win against Iowa was important. That's why uh, you know certain games were great tests for us last year. Granted, of course, we wanted to have a better record, but those games are necessary. You know what I mean? We needed to beat Northwestern. We needed to beat Iowa. We needed to beat Nebraska the way we did. I mean, all those are lessons, man. That's going to that makes him a better coach and also makes the players better players, man. So if you look at what we got going into this year, the only question mark I really have is Maeva just having a connection
With the
with
new receivers.
new receivers. Like outside of Tanuke, I just need him to have a connection with the new transfer Anderson and just some of the young guys. That's my only concern because we have a
Hey,
good old
quote
line.
unquote,
Yeah,
I got something for your concern though. He ain't got no choice but to build a connection with. That's all he got. Everybody, you know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
It
true.
ain't no Makai Jacoby to throw through. So all this spring practice they going through, he ain't got no choice but to build a connection with them dudes because that's all he got. So every throw he make, every rep he get, he gonna get his reps. He the starting quarterback. Every one is gonna be building chemistry with a new dude. So I was thinking that too, but I'm like, I was thinking the same way, but I'm like, he ain't got no choice. That's all. That's all he finna
Yeah.
be throwing to from now to the end of the season. So I think. Go ahead.
And I'm confident, obviously, because this is why I'm ultimately confident. And you mentioned it earlier about Lincoln Riley's resume. But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
If you really watch football and you like football, what he's done with Maeva is probably
His best job at quarterback
his best
with a
job.
quarterback.
It's not the most sexy pick because he didn't win the Heisman, and it's not Kyler Murray. It's not the outspoken.
Yeah,
Um,
he ain't as flashy as his past
yeah, he's not the
quarterbacks.
flashy. But if you look at the tape from UNLV Maeva to now, that is Lincoln Riley. That's showing and proving that, hey man, I can work with somebody. And like you mentioned earlier in one of your videos, Maeva could easily be a dark horse for Heisman. Easily.
Yeah, like the only reason it ain't obvious is the hate for USC, the media. But if you ain't being biased towards SC, he gonna be in a Heisman race. Like, how the quarterback with the number one QBR in the country at a blue blood at a school that got the most Heisman's, how he's not a candidate when he the number one quarterback statistically,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right? So if we being real, he is a Heisman candidate, whether people will want to admit that or not, right? He most definitely a Heisman candidate. And this year, they can't hold nothing against him because last year, you know what they wanted to say? Oh, he was throwing to Makai and Jacoby.
Oh, I know. I know.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey,
So
hey, the
so if he
same
ball
people
this year,
who
they
are
ain't gonna have no
criticizing
excuse.
Mackay now, by the way.
Did you say?
The same people who want to criticize Mackay now, right? They play both sides.
Exactly.
Oh, Maya
Exactly.
was dope. Maya was dope because of because of Mackay, and then now Mackay's about to get drafted. Oh, I don't really think he's that good.
Yeah, like you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? You basically saying Makai and Jacoby carry the quarterback, but saying these same receivers that carry the quarterback, they mid.
Yeah.
So it all can't be true. You can't say Maava mid and his receivers mid at the same time when they put up the numbers they did. Makai won a Bolitnikoff. Maava number one QBR. Like they funny. But now looking at this class though, so looking at this class, we got Isaiah Vandermeid on the defensive line. We got Eli Woodard at wide receiver. We got Aaron Washington at corner. We got Danny Lang at corner. We got Quentin Hale at wide receiver. Then we got Honor, who could play both, could play safety, whatever, he the athlete. So now I'm looking, okay, we got two wide receivers, we got two DBs, well, three DBs if you count Honor. So it's like, I think next is we need to start getting busy in the trenches and then that linebacking core.
So let me say this. Most people would say the secondary is something that we need to, add players, right? But what I don't want to do is overlook the great job of us acquiring those players. If you really think about USC and getting corners, we've always kind of been in the middle of we were never really that top school that always got the number one lockdown corners.
Mm-mm.
We were grateful to have a Dory, you know what I mean? He was a local Cali, LA kid.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we're getting these cornerbacks is not only a testament to the coaching staff, but we got to give props to Coach Reed. Coach
Most
Reed,
definitely.
man, is doing a magnificent job
Most definitely.
because
But
these
the
are
pick,
players that we didn't usually get these players, Carter.
nah, like even in our glory days, we never really had great, like dominant 5-star corners. We always had great safeties, right? The Ronnie Lotts, the Mark Carriers, the Troy Palomalus, the Taylor Mays, even now the Kamari Ramseys, and you know what I'm saying? But we don't have a tradition of great corners though. We got a
Yeah.
tradition of great safeties. We got a tradition of great linebackers. We got a tradition of great defensive linemen. But when I think about our program historically, cornerback the only position that ain't at the level of all the other position groups. Like offensive linemen, we got NFL Hall of Famers and stars. Same with the defensive linemen, linebacker core, same way. Safety, same way. Like we got Hall of Fame safeties, like I said, and Ronnie Lott, Troy Polamalu, Mark Carrier, Kalen Bullock off to a great start. You feel me? We had Hufunga, that had went to the Niners, right? We got safeties on lock. Like I'm talking about great at SC and great in the NFL, right? Same
Yeah.
thing with linebackers, Junior Seau, Willie McGinnis, you know what I'm saying? Keith Rivers, Clay Matthews. Like we got linebackers historically that balled at SC in the NFL. Same thing with the D line. Leonard Williams, Jarrell Casey, Cedric Ellis, Frosty Rusker, Lawrence Jackson, Devon Kennard, Everson Griffin. All these dudes went to the NFL, had decent careers. And then we got Hall of Famers on the offensive line like Bruce Matthews. Um, uh, it's so many on the offensive line. Tyron Smith, Fred Latouille, Sam Baker, right? And then the running backs. You know we got the running backs, Reggie Bush, Marcus Allen. Like every position, we got great all-time roster in college and players that done great in the NFL. Wide receivers, we got that all the way back to Lynn Swan up to what we doing now, right? Cornerback is the only position group we ain't being prestigious at. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it feel good, like it feel good to get these elite corners. And what's crazy about that, Southern California always didn't produce a lot of elite corners, but they didn't always end up at SC.
Yeah, they would always end up other schools. I mean, Florida is great for corners. Um, other school, guys would go to
Washington,
Washington.
Michigan.
Yeah, but and that's why I want to make sure we understand that, because once again, once we get caught up in the trash talk with the other schools, what they're trying to do is trick us out of our position, and they don't want to recognize what's happening. And what's happening is, man, we're really putting it together. We're really locking in. Everything is coming together, and we got the facilities coming. And I think
Man,
those are going to be done within maybe, I think, a couple months, I heard, or maybe towards fall.
yeah, I heard that is March. I heard April. I think like July, August. Like a week ago, I said it's like it gonna open in like 3 to 4 months.
Oh
So
man, it's
it
going
gonna
to be
open up right before the season, like in August or July, somewhere around there. They already really pretty much got the outside done. The outside is pretty much done. It's just putting everything on the inside, putting all the little technology and all that in it. But to your point, and just to piggyback on this point, is just that we able to do all this without winning. That's even shocking me. So whatever y'all seeing now, Cardinal Bowl, USC fans, even me, whatever we seeing now, this ain't even our peak. This ain't even our full potential.
well. Listen, you already know my prediction. I already told you my prediction about the home games, and this is all I'm going to say. And I'm just going to say this. I'm throwing it out there. I'm just putting it on the table as far as for discussion. I'm not telling you what I believe. I'm just putting it on the table. Don't let us win that Oregon game at the Collie.
Oh man.
No, that's going to be, yeah. Hey, for us, guess what? Hey, we don't got nothing to lose.
Mm-mm.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Because
Hey,
they gonna come in
USC.
as a favorite anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, USC. Hey, we ain't got nothing to lose. Right? We're not, hey, we're this and that. We're old. Hey, we're old. We think about the Carroll days, and we ain't got it popping no more. Okay, cool. Don't let us win that game though.
Nah, because first of all, winning that game is just gonna even increase how we whooping Oregon on the recruiting trail anyway. Like to be honest with you, Cardinal Bowl, how it's going on the recruiting trail, Oregon, they gonna need that game more than us. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's hey.
that game is actually gonna be more important to them.
That's what I'm saying.
You feel what I'm saying? And
Hey,
speaking of home
here's the
game,
deal. They won't admit that. They're not going to admit that though.
mm-mm.
They're not going to admit that. But like I said, you can see it lining up perfectly. You can
Yeah,
see
you
it
can see it
lining up
lining up
perfectly.
perfectly. And see this the thing, like Speaking of that game and home game, man, if Cardinal Bowl and anybody who listen, if y'all want to go to the Ohio State game, I got the line on the tickets for the low. They already
Oh,
starting
man.
releasing tickets. They already starting to say I got a line
That's
on
a
the early
Halloween
bundle.
game. That's a Halloween game, by the way.
You there? Oh, perfect. We could be their worst nightmare.
Yeah, man.
Halloween game in the Collie is gonna be rocking.
Yeah.
So y'all get at me, man. If y'all wanna go to that game. And like I said, I keep telling y'all, April 4th, like y'all could meet me at FC. We could go to the practice and watch the whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm family to a player on the team. So April 4th is a practice day where the family could come through and bring whoever they want and watch the practice. And we ain't gonna get kicked out after the first 15 minutes. We gonna see the whole 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Hey man,
man,
I
that would
can't
be
I can't
amazing.
wait to go to that practice so I can really get my own evaluations.
Man, you're gonna have so much valuable intel, man.
Right,
It'll be
right.
amazing. You're gonna have to plan that episode, man, and let everybody know.
Man,
Because
that's why every time I go live or make a video, I let people know, like, hey, and y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Y'all could meet me up there and watch the practice with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm going. And whoever want to go, for sure, like, meet me up there. Like, we in there. You feel me? Because it's going to say a lot when you can see it for your own eyes and watch the whole practice.
you, you,
It's a
you
different,
want to know
you get
what
a different
player?
evaluation.
You want to know what player? I would probably surprise you when I say this. But you want to know what player I would ask you first about, like what you thought about this player.
Who?
He's a very important player too. Jonas Williams.
Hey, I mean, I hear he already be dropping dimes.
That's he's looking very. He doesn't, from what I've seen, just as limited. But from what I've seen and what I'm hearing, it's not like deer in the headlights.
Mm-mm.
I'm hearing seasoned, working hard, footwork looking good, really jumping in the mix. He's very, very crucial because the obvious, right, Carter? If he can learn
Mm-hmm.
behind Maeva this year, and then whoever takes over the reins next year is going to be they're driving a Ferrari.
Right. Right. Hey,
You know what I
look.
mean? We ain't
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
no
Hell
Honda
yeah. Look.
Accord.
And look, I ain't gonna
No
lie.
disrespect to Honda Accord owners. I'm just saying
Nah, yeah. You ain't
he
lying.
he gonna be in a Ferrari.
Now look, check
Old line, hey, old line gonna be in the mix. Good tight ends, talented receivers,
man, all
talented
his
running back.
weapons. Look, when Jonas step up, bro, when it's his time, his whole offensive line gonna be full of 4 or 5 stars. His whole receiver core gonna be 4 or 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it's gonna be. But let me tell you some things about Jonas that I be hearing. He's further along at this point than Longstreet was, way further,
Oh wow.
right? Yeah, 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 way further, right? Another thing, I hear he already got a little special connection with Mosley. They like him and Mosley unstoppable out there. You feel me? So I'm finna start
Man,
this segment. Look, Carter and Bolt, I'm finna start this segment on the channel. I'm gonna call it Future Cast, and it's really gonna be for the recruit. You know how people got their crystal balls and fog bombs. I'm gonna have a future cast where I be give my predictions on where recruits gonna land if SC gonna get these recruits. But I'm gonna start the future cast off with who I think gonna be in starting for SC, like predictions for the roster. And I can't lie, like from what I've been hearing, bro, I feel like I gotta put a future cast in a prediction in for Trent Mosley and Elbert Hill to be starting. I love
so
Booby. I think Booby probably
I
gonna
don't know if
end up
you.
the best. But I
Well,
think
that's
Trent Mosley probably hit the field before everybody.
that's going to be a great topic because you already know I was the one who said that Zacharias Williams and Trent Mosley were even. I had them even.
Right.
I felt like Zacharias he has to put something on tape for us to see. Because that we haven't really seen that connection. He was hurt and all that stuff, and he didn't play in the bowl. The bowl game, but we didn't really have that breakout performance.
Hey,
Uh,
but hey, to your point though, Cardinal and Bowl, that's the second thing I done heard. I heard that Mayava and Zacharias got a little connection going.
well, that's good. That's good. We
Yeah,
need
so
that because he
yeah,
has good size. He's a
yeah,
veteran.
Zacharias been doing good.
Yeah, that's good, man.
So it's gonna
Because
be a battle for receiver. I feel like this receiving class we gonna have some casualties, just like we had with Zachariah Branch and Deuce Robinson, because it's just gonna be so much talent and not enough snaps going around, right? Like, just think about it. I mean, especially how we want to play in the running backs we got. Lincoln Riley, he want to be like a 50-50 team, maybe 55-45 on that balance side, right? So if we got 4 or 5 receivers that's NFL caliber or wide receiver ones on a college level, a couple of them gonna feel like Deuce and Zachariah. Like, I need more reps, I need more snaps, so I could shine more, so I could put up better stats to increase my draft value. Because when I'm looking at it, corner bowl, I really feel like Booby Feaster, he gonna be the real deal. I feel like it ain't really but I feel like every receiver we got gonna do his thing. So if every receiver we got do his thing, that mean Luke Reaver, that mean Tron Baker, that mean Caden Dixon Wyatt, that mean Trent Mosley, that mean Booby Feaster, that means Tanuk Hines, right? Romero Heisen, like dudes from the other class. It's like we gonna have like 7 or 8 receivers that's good enough to be number 1 or 2 receivers on any team. So I just hope whoever do transfer, I just hope we keep the best of the best. Like, so when we lost
so
Zach and
so
Deuce,
battery level high, channel 1. So let me throw
like
this
when we
at
lost
you.
Zach and Deuce, I feel like we kept the best too. So I
So
feel
let
like
me
this
throw.
recruiting class so loaded, we gonna lose somebody that gonna go to the NFL.
So my first comment on that is this: I agree with you, and it's a tough. It's never a good feeling when someone leaves the program. My main my main topic would be I just don't want a lot of guys leaving, right? If it's one leaves, that's cool. I don't want like 3 guys leaving, right? I want to keep a
Mhm.
core of guys that want to stay with the program, believe in the program, and want to win with the program, and also get a good, get their NIL, get their academic career. I just don't want a lot of guys leaving, right? So I just, I hope it's just a small number. And then on
Bet.
top of that, I would say this, and I definitely want your opinion on this one. I think if I'm a receiver at USC and me as a Trojan, I'm wondering what receiver is going to be the kick returner, who's going to do the punt returns, because that's a way you can separate yourself. As of right
Mm-hmm.
now, I don't know who in the hell is going to return punts and who's going to do kickoffs. Maybe it's King Miller. I don't know. Maybe King Miller does kickoffs. But
I
if
know. I
somebody,
think Tanuk gonna do. Didn't Tanuk do a couple of kickoffs last year?
he
I
might
could have
have been
swore I
there
may
a
have
couple
saw
of
him once.
times.
I'm not sure, but do you remember? I think I remember seeing him on like 1 or 2. I may be tripping.
Yeah, it might have been 1 or 2, but we know Mackay held the majority. But here's the thing, though, there was a lot
Yeah,
of
I
time
think that's what I'm
Mackay
thinking.
just
Remember, Makai and them got suspended for the first half.
yeah. And,
I think that's the game. I think they had Tanuk back there returning kicks, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, so to me, that's going to be a nice little wrinkle to see who could develop there. Because if I'm a father and my son's a wide receiver at USC, and somebody can separate themselves on that special teams end, that would be a big point. because last year there were a lot of times that Makai just fair caught the ball, right? We're okay with that, right? I don't
Our
necessarily
special
know.
teams suck. That's why.
Well, me personally, I necessarily didn't like Makai returning kicks, especially when he got that prominent wide receiver one role. I was okay in the past when he took over from Branch and stuff like that. But once he became Makai, I'm like, man, I kind of want to limit it. We should
Yeah, but
have
he
so
made
much.
it. He didn't get hurt. He did it
Yeah,
though.
so we have so much talent, Carter, at wide receiver and running back. Somebody has to become a threat on kick return and punt return. So my question to
Mhm.
you would be is this: if you're a wide receiver and you become the man at punt return, kick return, would you still necessarily leave because you're not getting the passing yards?
Nah, I wouldn't leave because I know the NFL, like bro, with the NFL, they really recruit you and they take in consideration your situation. So say if the NFL know you was in a receiving room that had three other NFL receivers and you only caught 30 passes, they gonna take that into account. They gonna say, well, he was that's why he's you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't transfer unless I wasn't getting no burn, unless I wasn't able to put nothing on tape. Like the NFL, if you impress them on tape, they don't care about your statistics. Like if they watch your film and be like, okay, he got elite speed, he got elite route running, he got great hands, and your stats they say like 40 catches or something. They don't care about that. They're gonna look like, okay, well, the quarterback wasn't that good. They're gonna look at the dynamic of your team
Yeah.
because there's going to be players. Watch the NFL draft. There's going to be players drafted that don't have great stats, but they show great traits and ability on a highlight film. So a receiver, you'll see a receiver who caught 110 passes get drafted in the third round, right?
I think
And
I,
you'll
I
see
think
one out
we
of Ohio State, USC, that caught 50 passes and get drafted way higher.
I
So
think we
they
got
ain't
a good
necessarily looking at the stats.
yeah, I think we got a good example of that too because didn't what I think his name was Velvin
Bayless,
Jones.
Bayless Jones,
Bayless Jones. He didn't really
even when
have
he
the
went to
most gaudy
Tennessee,
stats. Yeah,
nah.
he didn't have the most gaudy stats. He had a lot of talent as a returner. Then he left
Mhm.
USC. I think he went to Tennessee.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee. His stats wasn't
And
gaudy up there either. But they
yeah, and,
turned on the
and he's
film.
still in the league.
Yeah, they turned on the film and said, hey, he fast and he could catch though. We could work with him. He got elite speed and he could catch. We'll work on this route running type deal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so nah, I wouldn't. But the question I wanted to ask you and anybody in the chat, do y'all feel having this elite wide receiver core could affect Lincoln Riley in a negative way? And what I mean by that is I feel like when we had those big four receivers and five, really, if I add in Jalen Hudson, right? I mean, Kyron Hudson. I feel like Lincoln Riley wanted to please all them receivers. So we saw a heavy rotation in and out. And I feel like that kind of can affect the quarterback because it's harder to build chemistry with receivers if you always throwing to a different group of receivers, right? And wanting to get all them receivers, them snaps and them burn times, I feel like that could made him call more pass plays too. So do you think like if all our receivers turned out that Booby Wooby think he is and Caden Dixon and all our dudes are some dudes with Tanuk Hines, I a little bit I kind of fear like Lincoln Riley might go past crazy. You know what I'm saying? We might see games of
Honestly,
like 50 pass attempts. Like, what you think? Or you think he gonna stay balanced? But I think it's a valid question because I remember Lincoln Riley making it an emphasis that he was trying to get all four of them snaps. Deuce, Jacoby, uh, Zachariah, Mackay. So do you think getting all these receivers is gonna make Lincoln Riley pass happy?
first of all, that's a great question, and I think that's in the big picture, Carter. That's him managing the talent is my biggest concern with Riley, not the other stuff of
Not the X's and O's and stuff.
yeah, not the X's and O's. Managing the talent is uh my
Black Diamond
overall
said, "Yeah,
yeah. Now to get to the nitty gritty of your question, and you might be surprised by this, and maybe it's a little too optimistic, but I will say it. I honestly think it was a unique situation. I think Deuce had targets, and he played
mm-hmm,
baseball. Right now,
mm-hmm.
the baseball team is like 23-2. We have a good baseball squad,
24-1.
24-1. So Deuce would have been on that baseball team, and he would have been at USC. I don't think he should have left. Now he had his reasons. Maybe it was
Nah,
NIL.
because he,
Right?
because he, to my knowledge, I remember Deuce was a starter.
Dude, Deuce had no reason to leave USC. That's
I
my
don't think
point.
either. I don't
Now,
think either.
so I actually think it was a unique situation of two guys that probably looked at themselves as stars, which
Mm-hmm.
is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing.
No, you gotta have that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have that attitude, especially receiver. But I just think it was unique to Deuce and Zachariah. What? First of all, they
Both
both got
five
targets.
stars.
Yeah, and they both got targets. Till this day, if Zachariah wanted a new start, I'm all for it, man. I'm glad he's doing well, and I'm glad he's going to the league. I love the family. I love what they stand for. But me, as somebody who watched every single game, he couldn't tell me he wasn't getting targets.
He got too many targets. You ask
Yeah,
me. Well, he got too many bubble screens, but he went to Georgia and they ran the same bubble screens.
exactly. And the only difference was he was the main target.
Right.
So, to me, to answer your question, I just think Deuce and Zachariah, I think that was the exception. I think there's always going to be guys leaving, but I don't think we'll see an exodus like two main guys leaving.
Yeah,
I
but
don't see
this is what I'm asking you though. Look, I get it. Like this, is where your point really hit hard. Deuce and Zach, they was both 5 stars. So yeah, they got that confidence that you said. Like I'm that dude. Like I don't need to be sharing snaps. The ones who stayed was the 4 stars. Jacoby and Makai. Right. But I'm just saying. I guess I brought that up to say like that was 4 capable receivers that was starters anywhere else. I'm just saying if this roster turned out like that, because think we all pretty much sure Tanuk gonna be one of those dudes, right? So we got just from Tanuk class, we got another burner and Romero Ison. We can't forget about him. Bam. Then you go to this class with Caden Dixon, Luke Reaver, Tron Baker, Trent Mosley, and Booby Feaster. That's 7 receivers right there, Cardinal and Bowl. So if USC just hit on half of those, like say 4 out of that 7 turn out, now you still in the same situation where I got 4 starters with only 2 spots, and I'm getting Mark Bowman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey,
it.
Cardinal Bowl, I think I'm with Black Diamond. I think he gonna go past Happy. Like I think I even would. Like if
Okay.
if them receivers turn out and with Mark Bowman, it's like, Bo, I'm airing it out.
Okay, so check this out. I
I'm
see what you
airing it
guys are
out.
coming. I see where you guys are coming from. Let me just add
Yeah,
this last point to that. To
yeah.
Black Diamond, Black Diamond 6501. I'm okay. I'm on board with you guys. The only little nuance I would throw at you is Maeva is good at spreading the ball around. If the next
Uh-huh.
quarterback, which would be Jonas Williams, if he could spread it around, I think that would be a better situation. If we go back and do the research, we started off with Miller Moss, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we transferred over to Maeva. So there wasn't that consistency for the whole season to really spread the ball around to get it to those 4 guys. And basically
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying is this. Let me say it a different way. If Deuce and Zachariah were still on the team, I think they would have had a better season with Maeva starting from what Maeva did last year to the entire season. I think they would have had a better overall productive season versus the two quarterbacks
Oh
because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Miller
for
and
sure.
Maeva were totally different quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that helped. That's what I'm saying, Carter. I don't think that helped. If we can have a Jonas Williams where he's spreading the ball around and we got 40 points, I think it's a better situation where probably one guy leaves. Because if
Yeah.
everybody's eating, you just got to feed everybody. It's
Yeah.
tough.
So that's what I'm
It's
saying. Look,
limited spots.
look, look. That's what I'm saying. That could lead to a pass heavy offense, especially if Mark Bowman, who we think he is.
I
But
think
look, Cardinal Bowl. Look, I'm okay with the pass heavy if it's working. Like if that's our strength and then we passing and you can't stop it, I ain't mad if Lincoln Riley gonna keep passing. You know, football is a sport. You run a play, they can't stop it. Hey, run that bitch again.
I'm gonna
You
look at
know what
our
I'm
average.
saying?
I'm gonna look at our average points. If we're averaging 45, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, don't care how we doing it, whether we passing it 50 times or running it 50 times. Hey, 40 is 45. Like
Yeah,
45 is
exactly. I
45.
mean, and on top of that, if we blowing some teams out, more guys will get in. So last year, 2025, it says we averaged 36.9 a game.
Mm, I feel like we could do way better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so yeah, man. I mean, I think if we get a better defense in, that's where the twist of a good defense helps out, where we have more possessions, more time for
Yeah,
people to eat.
yeah.
So yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand, but I definitely see what you guys are saying. I mean, yeah, it's super pass happy. Yeah, I mean, it's in him. He's in him to throw that ball. Yeah, you guys. I
That's what
mean,
I'm
listen,
saying. Look,
don't get
look.
don't get it twisted. I do acknowledge that he will throw that
Yeah, yeah.
ball.
This how I feel like it'll play out. I feel like if them receivers are tight ends who we think they is, I feel like he gonna. I feel like it gonna take a great running game. Like our offensive line got to be smashing, and we got great running backs. Like I think Waymo is great enough to keep Lincoln Riley balanced. I do feel like if Lincoln Riley feel like he got a great running attack, he gonna use that thing. Cause think about it. Even if you a pass happy coach, you know the best way to set off your passing game is running the ball,
My
right?
biggest my biggest what if last year, Carter, was Waymo didn't get to play against Notre Dame.
Right.
That was my biggest what if, man. I felt
Or
like,
Oregon.
you know what I mean. I felt like if Waymo played Notre Dame, I mean, maybe that's 3 points. You know what I mean? I just feel
Yeah, I
like,
definitely think Ramo is worth like 3 to 7 points for sure.
yeah, man. I think King Miller, he was brand new. I think he had to get his experience at a. Remember, it was raining, right? It was raining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like King Miller was definitely mentally ready. I just think from an experience level, um, he had to
It's like
adjust.
this. It's like this. I say it all the time. Like Waymo, he could go around the flaws of your offensive line.
Oh yeah,
King
man. I'm
Miller
a big
gonna show
fan.
you. You know what I'm saying? King Miller type of running back. If there's a hole there, the offensive line do their job. He gonna find that hole and get through it. Way more the type running back. Even if it ain't no hole, he could possibly make something, and that was what we was missing.
Yeah,
Because
and
our
I'm
offensive
big on
line,
Waymo.
yeah, our offensive line wasn't consistently good in the run game of versus elite teams. You feel me? But if we got Waymo back there, like against Notre Dame or Oregon, some of them 2 yard losses that we had, them no gains we had would have been 3, 4 yard gains. I done seen Waymo do it over and over. Waymo, the classic, he gonna make the first dude miss type running back. He just is. So that what we was missing. He would have kept us out of them 3rd and 10s and 9s, and they would have been 3rd and 6s and 5s. You feel me?
Yep.
So we definitely miss Waymo. And I feel like I ain't worried about the pass happy next year, y'all. I'm worried about the pass happy. Not even worried about it, but I'm looking for the pass happy when Jonas take over and you got Tanuk on his NFL year, his junior year. Then you got Booby and Trent Mosley on their sophomore years. Like that's when I think it's gonna be like, man, I gotta throw this ball. Like our passing Like we got NFL receivers 3 or 4 deep on the team. Like, and you will be right to pass the ball to lean into your strength, unless the Sean Rideau and Sean Austin, they at the level of Wayman Jordan. So I think we're gonna decide if he pass happy or not is if our running backs is elite like Waymo and our offensive line is elite in run blocking against the elite teams. If they not, if we this mid, if them running backs this mid and our offensive line, which is hard for me to think though, like the talent we got on the offensive line coming and developing, it's hard for me to think they'll be mid. But even if they was this average or good, I still see Lincoln. I'm gonna go with great. Like, especially if Jonas Williams that dude, bro, we gonna be passing the ball. And I ain't mad at it. Like, I want
Yeah,
to bring
I'm
that to the
okay with
Big
that.
Ten. I don't want USC to fully go a Big Ten style, bro, where we ground and pound. Like, I don't want that. I want us to
Oh,
keep our West
we don't.
Coast roots.
Well, here's the other thing too. We don't have to, because when SC is working at its highest level, we have tough players and they're dynamic. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where we would get people. We would have tough athletes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they couldn't touch us, and that's why they don't like us recruiting well, because now we're getting dogs and they're dynamic. Because we all know that the one of the wackest, most haters things is, oh, USC Cali players are soft. That is the most biggest propaganda ever. Right? You can just say Ronnie Lott.
Right.
He from California. I mean, yeah, he from up north. That's just
Yeah, like,
that makes sense.
no, like, if you a football player, right?
Oh yeah, you for sure.
Gonna be tough. A real football player gonna be tough.
Yeah, he went to Rialto. He was in
Can you hear me?
California, so yeah, man.
Can
So
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yeah. So now that just, man, they know we ain't soft. It's just something they say we soft because they didn't have the skill we had. They got a ground. A lot of these teams got a ground and pound. See, California, we always got elite quarterbacks and wide receivers, so we could play a finesse game if we want to. See, you
Yeah,
got to be physical when you a 3-star. You got to be physical when you ain't that talented. You got to make up for that with grit and toughness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Hey,
so
you know what
that
school? You know what school reminds me of that when you think of that? Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Iowa,
They
a
gotta.
lot of
Hey,
Big Ten
Wisconsin
schools.
gotta play like that.
So I always hate when people say USC, we got to build a roster that's Big Ten ready, Big Ten style. Like, no, we don't. We just got to get back to championship level our way, and then our way is physical. People act like the Reggie Bush era wasn't physical. First of all, we had a physical running back in Lindell Wright who was trucking shit, right? Then we had big old Deuce Latui, Sam Baker. Like, we was physical as hell. Like, watch that Oklahoma National Championship game. Reggie Bush and Lindell White is running through alleys and holes. What you think create them holes? Physicality.
Hey,
And
I
then, hold on. And then the linebackers we had, Ray Maluaga was taking people's heads off. Taylor
yeah.
Mays taking people's heads off. Like, Brian Cushion, like, how can you say we soft when we got some heavy hitters? And then, like, you went back in the past. Ronnie Lott wasn't the only one taking people's heads off. Mark Carrier was too. Junior Seau was too. So if you really look at our tradition, we really more physical than finesse. Our only finesse players in our history really has been what? Reggie Bush, Lynn Swan, maybe
Yeah.
Marcus Allen. Everybody else was physical. OJ Simpson, physical. Uh, Charles Davis,
Willie
physical.
McGinnis.
Huh? Willie
Willie
McGinnis,
McGinnis.
physical. Know what I'm saying?
Hey, Willie McGinnis all the way to the Patriots. He's damn near part of that Patriot culture. Patriot culture.
Exactly. So most of our players being physical, hard nosed, physical type players. We ain't had too many finesse players. Like, what are you talking about? Like, SC always been a physical school. So I just hate I just hate when people say, "Oh, we need to build our roster to fit the Big Ten style." No, we don't, because USC always been physicality and finesse. We
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 just
ain't gotta choose. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta
exactly,
choose if we gonna be a
exactly.
physical
We're the
team or
best
a
of both
skilled.
worlds. All we
Yeah, we
need is a
got,
new wild bunch. That's all we need is a new wild bunch on the D line.
man. And talent wise, we already got that. We just gotta develop them. You feel me? But they gonna see, like, I just can't wait to just see the reaction when we start winning, and they can't say none of this stuff. Like, but you know what? That's why I love to be a USC fan. Like, I love to be a fan of the team that everybody hates. You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh
when we
yeah.
win, we could throw it in a whole world face. Where y'all bitch ass at?
Oh yeah, man. Oh
Know
yeah. I
what I'm
can't wait.
saying?
Listen, I can't wait, man. I'm waiting. I can't wait because you know I'm
Yeah, it's
sticking with
going.
the team. I don't have a choice. But I like
Oh
where we're
yeah,
going, man. We're finally getting the car in the right direction, man. We're on one, and we're going north. You know what I mean?
right,
We know exactly where we're going. There's no
man.
detours. There's no GPS tracking is off. And oh, now we got to get here. We got to fire this coach. This dude leaving. No, 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 no. Now we like, hey, this is where we're going. Is everybody jumping in? Everybody in? Okay, cool. We gone.
Right,
And,
right.
and it's beautiful, man. And we needed that modern day pipeline too.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Modern day St. John Bosco. I want us to get Long Beach Poly back in the mix too, because
Oh
Long
man,
Beach
that would be
Poly,
love.
yeah, because Long Beach Poly, they starting to kick out the talent they used to. They back on a little rise. I've been noticing the last couple of years. Like, they got some kids this year and in the 28 class. Like, Poly got some good dudes, these 27 to 28 classes. So the Southern California, like, we got modern day Bosco, we got the Trinity League, and now other programs that's historically been good, like Long Beach Poly, they getting back. So our talent pool is back, better, growing in this area. It seemed like the last couple of years, California been having more talent. So we just got our NIL together at the right time. You feel me? And them guys up north, they're gonna have to start going to Texas and Washington and states like that. And I ain't just saying that because I'm a USC fan. Like, I'm saying that because of what happened last year and what's happening this year. And I'm checking the recruiting board. So last year and the year before, every time you will check the recruiting board specifically for California, the top 10 players, Oregon will be in play for like 6 or 7 of those automatically. Now they ain't. Like, I was looking the other day, like, out of the top 20 players from California, they only in the mix for like 3 or 4 of them. We in the mix for like 12. I'm like, yup, that's how it's
Well,
supposed to be.
here's the funny thing. I'm not promoting certain programs, but here's the funny thing. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. If they can get it together in Westwood, some of those players will end up going over there.
Exactly. Though, yeah, UCLA get it together.
Yeah, so that fence, Washington. I mean, there's a lot of situations that can happen. That's why certain schools had to take advantage of their window, but they didn't take advantage of the window's closing.
Right. And then that's what I'm saying. Oregon better not let Washington get their stuff together, because then they gonna be out the West Coast. Because I think if Washington had their stuff together and had they NIL, I think kids will choose Washington over Oregon.
See, I think when I look at programs, there's always ups and downs, and there's always a you got to meet challenges, right? But I always think there's certain forks in the road, and I don't know if you ever heard me say this, but I'll say it right now. So when people critique Helton, my main issue with Helton was not that Lynn Swan extended him or anything. My main issue with Helton was he decided to go to the air raid. Now, granted,
Uh-huh.
some of our receivers got some great stats. We really became wide receiver U, some of the under the air raid. But that was a change in USC. Like, he really went far left from what we're really about. Now, this is what I think with Oregon. I think Oregon made a mistake, and this is just me. I'm only speaking for me. When they got Dylan Raiola, I think that's going to be a fork in the. I think that's going to shift them in the wrong direction. That's just my personal opinion. We'll see how it plays out. But I think that was a desperation move. It's not a move to develop their current quarterbacks. And I think that when I think they're going to look back and say we were doing too much. And
Hey, you
that's
see
going to
that question on the screen?
how many Nats coming within 26 to 36? Ooh, that's the years. Okay. Listen, man, I want to focus on that one.
Black Diamond got big plans. He like, we need to run the next decade.
But here's the thing though. I like his mentality because that's the SC mentality. When we get
Yeah,
it
dynasty.
going, we work
Yeah,
with
to get a
dynasties.
1 year run.
Dynasties is
Yeah.
what we're about. Dynasties
Mm-hmm.
rise and fall. It's time
Mm-hmm.
for us to rise again.
And look, I'm
So
gonna answer. Look, oh, you want to answer it first?
yeah, I'm saying how many Nats coming within 20? I say three.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say.
going, hey, I'm going Cardinal and bold. I'm going three. I'm going three within that's a 10-year span. I'm going three.
Hey, bro, I'm going 4.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Cause I feel like this class we got now, I feel like could get us 2. I feel like this 26 class combined with the 25 and the 27, I feel like could get us 2. I feel like could get us 2 for 4. Now we get 6 black and diamond. The SEC gonna be rushing to Congress. They gonna be like, we gotta man, like it's gonna be like if we win the next 6 out of 10, people are gonna be so mad. But I'll say 4 because I do think this class could pull out two chips, right? Then we ain't gonna have to rebuild, but we probably got to reload again, bring in another quarterback. So we every couple of years a program need a development year to develop the players. So I say this recruiting class get us 2, and in the future we gonna keep recruiting like this. We'll have another 26 type class, even better. We gonna actually whether it's 28 or 29, we actually gonna have a class that's even gonna be better than the 26. Because like I said, the 26 class gonna have us winning on the field. So once we enter the playoffs, we gonna have 6 classes. Like we gonna be top 3 every year. So within a 10-year period, it's 4-year cycles. That's like 2 generations of kids. So I say each cycle could bring out 2 championships. So I feel like this 26 and 27 class could bring us 2. Then I feel like a later class like the 28 and 29 or the 29 and 30, they could bring us another 2. But it's probably like 2 and 4 years for both of them. You feel me? So I'm looking at like I'll say 4 to answer your question. I'll say 4. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, I
Hey,
think
we bleeding them. We
yeah,
bleed them. Let me go ahead.
I think the only thing that would stop USC is literally just the nature of college football, just navigating NIL and transfer portal. You know what I mean? We might encounter a player that he's living life making good 4 million, and then all of a sudden somebody get in his ear and he want to make 8. You know what I mean? Just little things like that. But that could be subject to any program. So I think
Yeah.
when we get it going, I think it's really, really going to be. That's why I really would love for us to get a playoff appearance this year. If we
Yeah,
can
because
get
that
into
just
the
going
playoffs this year,
that gonna solidify our future for the next 4 or 5 years. This one play,
yeah,
you
if
know what
we
I'm
can get
saying?
in this year, which by the way, I mean, if what is it? You got to be under ranked 12 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get that 12 teams. Then on top of that, they consider your record. You know how I already feel about our home games. I think I feel confident against Indiana. You know what I mean? It just depends on who's healthy. What roster we got. Um, Because here's the thing about Indiana, and I'm not saying this as if it's some big revelation, but Mendoza was responsible for a lot of those victories.
Yeah,
Mendoza,
I went back and he was throwing dimes like he was better
yeah,
than
he
I
was
thought.
throwing dimes. He was running. Dude, Mendoza it'd be 30 and 18. Carter, he run for 19 yards,
Right.
and he
And
was
I ain't
pulling
gonna
stuff out of a hat to duplicate what he did. And we've seen college football way too long to just assume that quarterbacks go ahead and duplicate. Everybody's different. Every quarterback brings something different to the table. But for them to bring in a new quarterback, whether it's from I think the guy from TCU or whoever, for them to duplicate what Mendoza did, oh come on, man, that's gonna
that's
be
asking a
tough.
lot.
Yeah, you asking a
Yeah. He
lot.
wasn't no game manager or some shit. Nah. He was balling. And look, I'm a Raider fan. Like at first, I didn't want us to draft him. Now I'm like, get that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that man. You feel me? I don't know what I was tripping on, but nah, Mendoza is a baller.
Hey, I like the Raiders too. So let me just say this: I
hmm
was nervous about the O line, right? I didn't want a Mendoza to go to a team with a terrible O line in the NFL, especially in the NFL. Because obviously they've made some, they made some acquisitions. They got the new center from the Ravens and stuff. But here's the thing, though, I can't deny he's a gamer and he works
Right.
hard. You know what I mean? He's tough,
Right.
and he
He,
and he is he's a leader in his hey he's a leader in his little quirky, nerdy cow bear type of way. He,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He's a typical cow bear. If he didn't go to Indiana, he's the person that goes to Berkeley.
Right. So he from Cali?
No, no, he's from Miami, but remember, he was
Okay.
playing at Berkeley.
Yeah, I know he playing for. I know he played
Yeah.
for Cal.
No, no, he's from Miami
Okay.
originally, but
Okay.
he's definitely a cow bear type of person, right? Very academic, little
hmm
nerdy, little
Smart.
quirky up there,
Yeah.
and
Coach's
that
dream type player.
yeah, so he that could translate to a Raider team where he's gonna work his butt off. He's gonna go to the Raiders and he's gonna be with Tom Brady watching tape all day.
Man. Yeah, he the type I see like go. He gonna be getting on Tom Brady nerves.
Yeah, Tom Brady gonna be like, "Hey man, you in Vegas, man. You don't want to go out and you don't want to do anything." And he gonna be like,
Uh-huh.
"Nah, man, I gotta look at this. I'm in the league now, and I gotta adapt." He gonna be like, "Oh God, this guy's too serious."
Hey,
So
I'm
yeah,
with you. I'm with you. I'm with you, Black Diamond. He said, Mecca of football, Riley gonna see that through.
oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. Listen, that's the thing too. When people say, "What's the best job to have in college football?" I wouldn't narrow it to one. Let's just say top three. But I know SC is in that top three.
Most
California,
definitely.
listen, I'm big. Hey, I'm big
I
on
think
talking
SC
about.
number one. I'll tell you why.
I'm okay with that. And here's the thing, Carter. I'm big on talking about California because California is going through its own little changes. But
Mhm.
you and I know this. If you got some coin in Cali, man, ain't no
It's
better
the best
place.
place to be.
Yeah. Hey, if you on that
Your
side
money
across,
right. Yeah, this the best
yeah,
place to be.
exactly. If your money's right over here, man, shoot, come on.
And
Okay.
look, this is why I say USC the best job, especially for a coach. Now look, we all know the obvious shit, right? LA the weather. I ain't even gonna say that. We already know that, right? But as a coach, SC is the number one place because for one, if you look at all the hotbed area talent, SoCal, Texas, Georgia, Florida, right? Them schools. So let's focus on Texas, Georgia, and Florida. Super talented, right? But let's single out Texas. You got to compete with say if you Texas, you got to compete with Texas A&M. They throwing bags. You got to
Bad.
compete with Texas Tech. They were just in the playoffs. They throwing bags. Baylor be good every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to compete with the Oklahoma. They coming in for Texas with the talent. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
all kind of schools that you're going to compete for. You fighting for this talent, right? SMU, TCU, like Texas got a gang of schools that you got to fight for these players for. Then the same thing with Florida. Look at Florida. You got Florida. You got Miami. You got Florida State. You got South Florida. You know what I'm saying? So all these other hotbed areas that got talent like California, no school really got a monopoly on the talent. So if you from Florida, you might grew up want to be a Florida Gator. The other kid might grew up want to be a Miami Hurricane. The other kid might grew up and want to be a Florida State Seminole. California, Southern California, you play football is SC all like we ain't got no competition. We ain't got no equal level school that gonna compete with us traditionally to get these kids in our hotbed state. Now we see Oregon ain't no competition even when we ain't that good if we got our money right. So as a coach, I'm thinking, okay, SC got a great recruiting hotbed, and I ain't got nobody to compete with. Well, I got to compete with UCLA, a basketball school, San Diego State, what? Fresno State, Oregon way up there. Oregon ain't got no advantage when we got our money right. So I feel like USC is the best job out even outside of the location because the local talent that you got right in your backyard and you really got first dibs on. Like Florida State and Miami, they kind of run neck and neck traditionally. You know what I'm saying? Florida State is just as great as a football school as Miami. Miami got the great players, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin and them. But Florida State, they got players too. Deion Sanders, Peter Warwick, then Jalen Ramsey played here. Like, so there's no school on the West Coast that can match USC historically and traditionally. But if you go to these other states, Texas, Georgia, Florida, it's other schools in that state that got just as much clout as you. So I feel like USC is the best job for a coach because this is a place to where you can recruit the best rosters every year because you in the top 2 or 3 hotbed of talent and you ain't got no competition for that talent. That's why it's always been put this fence around Southern California and we gonna dominate. It's just like the Miami Hurricanes in their glory days when they had they run. They
Oh
got
yeah.
first dibs on all the best players in South Florida. Went to
Yeah, I
Miami,
was gonna
Michael
say
Irvin.
that too. South, yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna. I didn't know if it was the right location, but I remember someone saying, I think it was Michael Irvin. If you can get all the players in South Florida, then you can win a chip. I forgot who said
yeah,
it. Somebody
yeah.
said
And look, he right.
he was
And that
right
and
too.
that's the same thing. That's the same thing for Southern California. If you could get all the best players in Southern California, you're going to compete for a chip. And the difference about SC and Miami is Miami got more competition for that Florida talent, though. There's no Florida State in SoCal.
Well,
There's no even
true,
Florida Gators.
true, but here's the advantage we have too, though. We got better quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't want
Now,
to point out
wait,
the
wait, wait,
obvious
wait. Now, wait,
advantages.
wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Arguably, they could have they could have the two. What do you call it? The duo. They could have the running passing quarterback. They
Dual
could
threat,
have that. The dual threat. Yeah, they could have
more
the dual
athletic
threat.
quarterback.
But when it comes to okay, SC is so strong. Our brand is so strong that it took Nick Saban to take away Bryce Young because Bryce Young was dead on SC. He just didn't want to go to SC because we just were the Helton era.
Yeah.
You
His
know what I
heart
mean?
wanted to go to USC, but his mind was like, I might not even make it to the NFL if I go to SC though.
Yeah, and it took Nick Saban. Think about it. It took Nick Saban in
Yeah,
Alabama to get him away. It didn't take another second tier or even a first tier. It took Nick Saban to get him away from us.
exactly. Exactly. So that's why I celebrate every SoCal recruiting commitment, especially when it's head to head against Oregon. Not even because I hate Oregon that much, because we will always lose to them in the past head to head. And not only will we lose, they'll break our heart they'll flip our players on signing day. I never forget Ryan Pelham flipping. I never forget DeAnthony Thomas back in the day flipping. That's when it all started. Like, so yes,
Yeah,
I'm finna gloat every time because this is important. That's to me, if you'd have asked me a couple years ago, hey Carter, what's the first step USC got to do to get back to championship glory? I would have said NIL and kick Oregon out of Southern California.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
said.
the Anthony Thomas started this shit. He started to make it clear, the one who made it cool.
Yeah, I would have said similar things. I would have said NIL. Get back to why USC is USC. Someone on Twitter asked the question and said, "Why is USC hated on?" And my reply was, "How much time you have?"
Man,
USC, man, first private school, California. We got academics, we got networking, we got cinema. I mean, dude, you got dude. Ryan Coogler was at USC.
you know
You know
why?
what I
No,
mean?
you know why I feel like, besides because we from the West Coast and people is regional. So the first thing we gotta understand that I think I seen a statistic like 75% of America population is east of the Mississippi, right?
Yeah,
Second, most people gonna be regional. They favorite teams to go be in their area, they city, they state, or they region. So just geographically, number wise, it's gonna be a lot of USC haters. But on top of that, is I feel like because when USC on top, they get treated like an NFL team. Like USC get treated, they players get treated like rock stars. Like I
oh yeah.
remember, like, look, when USC was at its peak, the Lakers had Kobe and Shaq. And I'm the
Hey,
biggest Laker fan in the world, but at that moment, especially when we was going for that three-peat, USC was the talk of the town, not the Lakers. And the Lakers had just won 3 championships. Maybe we was getting bored of the Lakers. Like, yeah, Kobe and Shaq, they winning this shit every year. I guess Kobe and Shaq was so dominant, they took the excitement out. But I remember that era that USC had a tighter grab on LA, even than Kobe and Shaq. Now,
yeah,
maybe just like I said, maybe because Kobe and Shaq was making that shit look too easy. But it was a time where Kobe, Shaq, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, they all was in LA. And at the very least, Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart was on the same level, popularity. You feel me? Like if they would have came outside, they would have got the same treatment that Kobe and Shaq would have got. So I think it's because the spotlight we got, and then the entertainment capital of the world. So everything we do gonna be magnified. So look, Corner and Bowl. You see how much ESPN hate on USC right now?
yeah.
If USC start winning and we get undeniable, even they gonna change course and hop on a bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
They gonna change course and be on our nuts. You feel me?
Yeah,
Because
because
it's
we can
LA
be because SC is a brand where we could be the hero and the villain.
at
We
the
give
same
them,
time.
yeah,
Yep.
we give them ratings either way. So they, like you said, they'll just flip sides and it'd be like no problem for them. They're like,
Because they
because
still gonna get the
because
ratings.
even right now, when if we have a season that doesn't meet our standard, we still get more pub than UCLA.
And a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Like we got
hey,
more pub than a lot of schools that was
UCLA
in the
going
playoffs.
defeated. UCLA going defeated. The story be like, why is USC 2-7?
Exactly. So see, that's what I'm saying. So USC is kind of like the Lakers. Like whether we winning or losing, we gonna get talked about it. That's what people don't like. Why y'all talking about SC? Like they ain't never even been to the playoffs. Screw SC. Because we gonna get talked about regardless. That's why people hate us. And they gotta win to be talked about.
I'm glad I
So
didn't grow up a Laker hater, man, because I see it. I didn't
oh
grow up
yeah,
a
yeah,
Laker hater, man. So
oh yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely see it, man. You know what I mean? Like when Luca got to the Lakers, man, that was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, Luca was on Men's Health magazine, and all of a sudden, you
Yeah.
know, it
Look,
was.
look, look, put it like this. No matter how big and famous you are, LA still gonna magnify that a little more. You still gonna get more of that out of LA. And then especially if you have one of our cornerstone franchises, right?
I yeah.
So look how big a star Otani is compared when he was at the Angels.
Oh man, great. Hey, great point. Because that's such a great point, man. Dude, you're a bullseye on that one because it's almost night and day.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost night and day. Even the Japanese fans love them better than the Dodgers.
Exactly. What, what's up, Walter Clark? Turn down your TV in the background.
Okay.
What's up with it
Let
though?
me
How
say
you feeling?
one quick point, real quick.
Go ahead.
Along the lines of what we're saying, USC has also shown a proof of concept because you know who they've done a great job with, man? USC has done a stellar job with Juju Watkins and Jazzy.
Look,
They've done a magnificent job with those two girls because those two girls, to me, there's people who know Juju Watkins more than some of the NBA. If it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, there's people who know Juju Watkins more than any of the WNBA girls.
oh yeah, Juju is second behind Caitlin in popularity of girl basketball. Trust me. She just
and then
she
Jazzy,
just signed a
is it Jazzy
deal.
Davison? Is it
Did you
Davison?
did you did you see what Juju just did? She just was the first woman to sign make a shoe deal with Nike or something, or like she just had a shoe deal with like Nike and LeBron or something. They were like she the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So Juju, she set the pass Caitlin Clark. She gonna
Yeah.
pass it. But what's up, Walter Clark? What it do? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm sorry I lost you guys a couple of weeks ago, but my
Oh no,
stuff
you
shut
good, you
down.
good.
Yeah. What's the question tonight?
Man, we just talking about how we continuing recruiting at a high level and how we bleeding Oregon out right now. Like we winning almost every head-to-head battle. Like they ain't won a battle against us since like Jet Washington or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, if everything is right, you're going to go to SC. I mean,
Yup.
Oregon is like a community college.
Right.
I mean,
Preach.
there's no quality in that degree,
Uh-uh.
and stuff like that. I mean, and the thing is, you got to be bright to come to SC. They're not going to let anybody in. So yeah. I mean, come on. Well, what is your life going to be after football? After going to SC,
Great.
and all the connections you're going to make.
You gonna have so many connections.
Exactly. And like you said, this is the entertainment capital of the world. This is where you really get true NIL.
Exactly.
We're not talking about no car dealership. We're talking. Well,
exactly.
what we talk, what is it? Caleb made what $24 million at SC in his 2 years here.
Man, that's
So
more.
I mean,
Hey, that's more than his rookie contract, huh?
I know.
So USC got the power to say, look, we could get you 24 million if you ball
and become a name.
So it's like,
yeah.
and it's crazy because and look, y'all know that's what they trying to do to stop us, right? So
Exactly.
the SEC, Greg Sankey and Nick Saban, they trying to go to Congress to make teams verify their NIL dollars. I'm like, is they dumb or what? That's gonna hurt them.
Listen,
right? Because it's like, all right, so say if you play Alabama, right? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so say if you a player at Alabama and you got a fat NIL worth like 5-10 million, it's gonna be hard to prove that player got that NIL value in the Tuscaloosa market. Right? Just like he said, this ain't no car dealerships. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no local car dealership and gave you a charger. Like, no, you're gonna have to verify this NIL. And USC being in LA, the LA market, they're gonna be able to verify all they NIL. The SEC, they the schools that gonna have problems verifying their NFL. Verifying their NIL. The schools in Starksville, Mississippi. Like, like you know what I'm saying? In Lubbock, Texas. Like, we know the Texas school, they got oil money, right?
That's right.
So it's
But
like I
all the
feel
other
like what they
schools,
doing.
all the other
Go ahead.
schools, you can't go to, Bubba's Barbecue and expect to get paid. Okay. You know,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm
So
here
my
representing Bubba's Barbecue. Come on down this Saturday for a special on ribs. Come on.
and look, check it. Guess who is gonna be ahead of this NIL? Like who to verify your NIL? The dude that's ahead of that program. I forget the name of it. I did a video on it. The dude that's gonna be ahead of that is a USC Trojan alumni.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yeah. Like the dude who gonna regulate the NIL, he a USC Trojan alumni. So I'm like, Nick Saban, Greg Sankey,
Well,
is y'all sure y'all want to do this?
listen, the whole game changed 2 years ago when the judge ruled in the Tennessee Virginia lawsuit that, yeah, you can pay students, you can play an athlete to come to your school. Okay. Once he ruled that, that's when
Mm-hmm.
SC decided they weren't going to be scared anymore. Okay. And they decided to do the pay
Mm-hmm.
for play. And then they brought in
Mm-hmm.
Bowden, who has a background, grew up under a GM father and stuff like that, and knows how to negotiate and stuff. So that's when everything changed.
Most definitely. So they it ain't no stopping this. They think they could find a way to even the playing field, but it's not like this is gonna make it harder for y'all. Y'all schools is small market schools, and y'all in some states that's the whole state ain't even worth the city of LA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all in states like Mississippi, Arkansas. Like, I know my boy Christian here, sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all
Yeah,
is the ones who gonna have to struggle with the NIL. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no stopping us. Like somebody in the comments asks, is USC back? I'll say we back unless we just change course. Unless everything we doing now we just stop doing. If
no,
we
we're not
keep
going to do
doing what we
that.
doing, keep
Yeah,
recruiting like this, yes, we're back. The results ain't happened on the field yet, but we are back operating at a high level in the front office. And that's where it all started at. So yes, we back.
exactly.
Yeah, we back. We just can't talk our stuff. Yeah, we gotta wait till it translate on the field. But yes, we back operating how a program of our stature supposed to operate. Most definitely, most definitely. So that's why I'm enjoying every little step. I'm enjoying this dynasty being built brick by brick. But what y'all think about Danny Lang in particular?
What was that?
I said, what y'all think about Danny Lang in particular?
I like it. The other kid I hope we pick up is this kid who was here this week, Jaden Aparicio,
Yeah,
Bailey, because I like his size. He's 6'2", 195. That's Kyle Hamilton's size. You know, I like to see us try to pick him up to complete the safety room. Because and the other thing about Danny Lang, he's taller than that 6'1", and I mean he's as tall as Lincoln, and Lincoln looks like he's about 6'1".
yeah. Lincoln like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, and he's just as tall as Lincoln in the
Nice
pictures that
size.
they had them standing next to each other, and they're gonna put some weight on him. So by the time he gets here, he could be like 6'1", and he's probably still growing. He could be about 6'1", 6'2", 190. So
Mhm. I
you
think.
know, I,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. You were gonna say?
Now I think he got 5-star potential because I was on here with Wilbo when Honor had committed, and we was watching both they films like just at DB, and like Honor looked like the better overall player because you know what I'm saying he playing offense, DB safety, but just at corner, Danny Lang look nicer than Honor just at corner. I'm telling you, like, so if they
Well,
feel,
no, one thing you gotta understand that they recruited Arna as a safety. He's not going to play corner.
I know that, but I don't know if you was on that live. We watched Honor huddle film, right? His
Yeah,
highlights.
I know they had him playing a lot of corner, but that's not how we went after him. We went after him basically to play safety, and I hope if they do play him on offense, they do a lot of sweeps and stuff like that because he doesn't need to be a running back
All
because
right, let me ask you this then.
you don't
In
want him to take
Cardinals
that
Bowl,
pounding.
let me
Yeah,
ask you
he's
this
not the
then.
he's not the biggest. I'm glad you said that too, because when someone's an athlete, you look at what's his natural position, right? Because in high school, you could just be a dominant athlete and just be way better than everybody on the field. But that's why I was kind of, I think in conversation with Carter, I might have mentioned running back, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see his the solid built to be a running back in the Big Ten. King Miller was smaller, but he even got bigger. I don't know if you guys seen King
Oh
Miller.
yeah.
Yeah.
He got bigger. Alex Graham got bigger because that's what the writers are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put on some size.
But not but to you but to land the plane, not to be lazy, but I definitely see that Troy Polamalu safety, hard hitting, blitzing, attacking the quarterback, coming off the edge. I see him as a Troy Polamalu.
And he's
All right,
bigger than Troy.
Yeah, that's awesome
all
too.
right. So
Yeah,
let
Troy
me.
is only about 5'9", 5'10".
Which is
Mm,
amazing, by the way.
I know.
Which is amazing.
Well, it's like Pons, the quarterback at Indiana this year, who was 5'9".
Oh man, that guy was a baller.
I know.
y'all remember Nicole Roby at 5'8"?
Yeah,
I remember
Balling for
Roby.
USC.
Roby went to the
Went to the
Bills.
NFL too.
Yeah, he
yeah.
went to the
He
Bills. I
been
think
at the NFL for a couple of years, man. He had a nice career.
he might have been
Yeah,
on the Rams too, if I'm correct.
he was on the Bills, the Rams. He had just like he said, he had a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but look, I gotta push back on y'all a little bit.
What?
Why would you, besides the fact that we recruiting them at safety, besides the fact that the recruiting sites um got him at safety, why do y'all think he's a great safety when you watch his film, he playing corner the whole time?
Because
And
that's
look,
what.
look, before y'all answer, let me say this. This is
Okay.
why I say that. I follow recruiting. So most corners that get moved to safety is because they feel like you ain't a good enough corner. So why a dude that's played 90% of his snaps at corner and got a 5-star playing his position, why you gonna move him out his position? Like y'all seeing, do y'all look at his film and say, oh, his corner skills ain't gonna translate to college, so move him to safety? Because if I'm a corner, right, and I became a 5-star at corner, if you move me to safety, I feel like you ain't got no confidence in my coverage skills. Because a safety gonna be somebody who ain't great coverage one-on-one, but he got great instincts. He gonna be in the right place. He ain't gonna let nothing take the top off, but his hips ain't that great, so we don't want him covering. So why do y'all want Honor at safety when he dominated that corner? Y'all got limited film on him at safety.
You can go first, Walter.
Okay. First of all, you just answered your question, right? They played him at they played him at corner because that's where they needed him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 5-star because he's an athlete. He's not a
Mm-hmm.
5-star as a cornerback. He's not a
I,
5-star as a
Yeah.
running back. He's a
yeah,
5-star as an athlete.
you
Okay,
ain't lying.
that's why he's a 5-star. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you play him at safety because of his range and because of his instinct. And if you want to play him at corner, you already got some solid corners already there. Do you think he's going to be a better corner than Sermons or Rock Hill?
Mm, I heard they. I don't know how much of this true, Walter, but I heard they moved Sermons to safety too. I mean, that's just what I'm hearing.
They've been moving guys back and forth. I mean,
Yeah,
they they
yeah,
they
true.
they, they had Abasiri the other day. He was working out with the edge rushers, with the
Yeah, that surprised
D
me.
ends and stuff like that. But today he was working with the tackles again.
Okay.
So they're moving people around. But listen, in Patterson's scheme, they probably like Arna better as a safety because of his range and because of his hitting ability and because of his speed.
I want to tell you this, Walter Clark.
Yeah.
The hybrid nickel position in his defense is labeled safety.
Yeah.
So maybe they looking at him as a nickel or that star role.
That's another possibility that they can use him there. But like I said, they love his speed. And that's one thing. That's one thing you also have to notice about it. We've picked up a lot of speed in that backfield now, the defensive backfield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, yeah, I can understand what you're saying, Carter, in terms of what his tape is at. But
Mm-hmm.
but but most people project him as a safety.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do.
and,
They
and
do.
and like I said, he's a 5-star because he's an athlete, not
That's
because he's a
true.
quarterback, and not
That's
because
true.
he's a running back. Okay,
Yeah, that's true. You ain't
you know,
lying. Cardinal Bolt.
and yeah, and the other thing I would say is if I'm going to use him on offense, I don't want him pounding the line. You know, I need him out because even Travis Hunter, what was Travis Hunter? When he played offense, and even Adoree Jackson, they had him doing sweeps and they played him in the slot. That's where I want to see him play. If you're going to play offense and you run certain packages for him,
Right.
that's my 2 cents.
Cardinal Bolt. Why you want to play him at safety and when his highlight film is mostly at corner?
So I think I think Walter was alluding to it. So one, I think he was probably playing corner at a necessity just for
True.
that
That
high
happened in
school.
high school a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, just for that roster. I think your question is really rooted in the philosophy of putting somebody in the category of athlete. I think we have to get to the root of what does that really mean. Let me tell you what I think it means and why I'm leaning towards safety. When I see a high school athlete who's a great athlete, play multiple positions, I think it depends on what positions he plays. The fact that he was playing running back is a very physical position. So I
Mm-hmm.
think when it comes to safety, you have to have that physicality in you. I think you can play corner and be still finesse. You can have that physicality as a corner, but you can still be more finesse. You can be
Thank
more
you.
on your feet. I think for him, the fact that he played running back, because if he was only a corner and a safety, then I would say, hey, you know what? Maybe I can see where you're coming from. Maybe he's only a corner, and maybe they think he might not be fast enough or his feet work, so we'll push him to safety. I think because everybody doesn't play running back in high school. Not everybody
Mm-hmm.
plays running back. The fact that he was running back, I think he can hit and he's not scared of tackling. I think that's more of the emphasis on him being a better tackler than not him being fast enough to guard wide receivers. I
You
think
know
it's
how rough them poly boys can be.
yeah, I think it's more I just think it's more of a highlight that he can be physical. Because when
Yeah.
you're a safety, man, you got to tackle. You got to tackle. I mean, and we've gone through it for so many years at USC. Hey man, these guys ain't wrapping up. And when you have a
Dude.
good safety that can wrap up and wrap up tight ends, guard tight ends, to help the running game, and then that gets to Walter's point with Patterson. Those safeties, what I'm told, are very key. So I think it's more of a compliment of of
Mm.
of us leaning towards safety than him just saying maybe he's getting moved from corner. I think safety might be the captain of the team. According to Patterson,
Yeah,
it might be the most important outside of that middle linebacker.
What y'all think about Shaq Pac? His comment on the screen. He said he could move around the field more as a safety. At corner, he's stuck on one side. So I think that
exactly.
kind of go to what you saying, Cardinal and Bo. Like that's might be them thinking more highly of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. I mean, with that speed that he has and the range that he has, that
Well,
that's
look,
where
look, look, look.
he's more valuable.
This is I agree with y'all, but I feel like the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask the kid though, like, which position you want to play. Because to tell y'all the truth, that's the answer to your question. Because the position the kid want to play, he gonna want to play the position he feel that he's best at and come natural to him.
Did you hear
But
what he said?
but Carter,
What do you say?
everybody, all the teams that were recruiting, all the schools that were recruiting him were recruiting him as a safety. And his other point was, well, I hope they give me some packages because I do want to play offense. But
Yeah,
he knows
he
coming
mentioned
in,
Travis Hunter. He
he
mentioned
he
Travis
was going
Hunter.
to play. He's going to play defense.
He actually
I hear
mentioned
you.
Travis Hunter in the
Cardinal,
interview.
Cardinal
Yeah,
Bo, what you say he had said? Did he
He
say
actually
anything about what
mentioned
position he want to play on defense? I know
he
I
mentioned
seen
he
an interview
mentioned
where he said he want to play both sides, but I'm talking about
yeah.
corner or safety.
yeah, he was mentioning the fact that he was ambitious enough to mention Travis Hunter, because we all know what Travis Hunter did. What he did was unbelievable. The amount of snaps that he played on both sides. For him to say that kind of does to your point where he might present, hey, this is what I want at the
Yeah,
defense. But I don't see me personally, you guys. Even Adoree didn't have that many snaps at both positions. He mainly played defense.
right. I'm just focusing on the defense with the kid. So the corner, I feel like I would ask him like, what position you want to play. That gonna let me know your confidence. And then I might be thinking like y'all, right? Like, yeah, everybody we project him as a safety, but I'm gonna start him off at corner still. You gotta validate me that okay, you're better at safety. I gotta have you at spring, not for real. Because look,
Oh,
I feel like a lockdown corner is better than a great safety. Like I'm taking Deion Sanders over Ed Reed every day, or whoever you think the greatest safety. Now
oh
I give
God.
y'all this. I know,
That's a
I
lot.
know
You just
teams
said a lot.
change.
Oh
Not for
God.
reals though, because look, I mean the NFL tell you, look, cornerbacks make way more money than safeties. Cornerbacks get quarterback and wide receiver and offensive tackle money. In the NFL, it's quarterback, it's offensive tackle, it's wide receiver, it's DN, and it's corner. They get the top dollars because it's all about the quarterback. The DN, he's going to stop the quarterback and sack him. The tackle, he's going to protect the quarterback. The corner, he's going to lock down his number one receiver. So corners are way more valued than safeties. So
Okay,
because the impact. And,
let me
and, and
throw.
my boy Shaq said, oh, he gonna be stuck on one side of the field. But if he could take away that whole one side of the field, what that do to your defense?
Okay, let me throw a couple quick points at you because I think what you're saying, I mean, this is why I love your channel, Carter. What you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying, I agree with you somewhat on a theory base,
Mm-hmm.
but this is where we got to get to the details. If we're
Okay.
playing Wisconsin, he
Mm-hmm.
ain't locking down his side. Wisconsin's not even throwing the ball. They're running it. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
listen, Cardinal will go half the Big Ten don't throw the damn ball.
Yeah,
Okay?
you know what I mean? So, and keep in
You
mind,
know, that's what cracks me up about everybody talks about, oh, the Big Ten this, the Big Ten that, and you look at the quarterbacks and look, they're basically what, three teams you got to worry about right now in terms of the passing game:
yeah,
Ohio State, Indiana, uh, and Oregon, right?
Right.
Because most of the time it's going to be ground and pound.
And here's
Yeah.
the thing, Carter. Here's the thing, Carter. My point isn't to like invalidate your point. I'm just trying to highlight the
The
little
reason for the other position, yeah.
yeah, I'm just trying to highlight the variable. So when you mentioned the Dion, yeah, Dion might be going against Troy Aikman
Michael
with
Irvin.
Mike Irvin, or
Yeah.
he might go against the run and shoot when they had that Jerry Glavin had the Andre Rison in them when they was the four wides.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
might I
yeah,
might need Johnson. He might be more important at a safety when on the schedule I'm about to play Northwestern, Iowa, and Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
No, I get what y'all saying.
yeah, I might a corner specialist, a specialist at corner. Oh, I think that's my other point. I'm not saying which one's greater, but I think Walter and I might agree that a specialist at corner might be better at corner, and then let the versatility of the great athlete he be at safety where he can blitz, support
yeah.
run,
Yeah.
cover a tight end here. Maybe a dude might go on the post and he can turn around. This guy's going deep. Let me backpedal or something and catch up.
Plus, I think
the
plus I think we have a couple of lockdowns already there. I mean,
Yeah, and we need more safety. We kind of thinner at safety.
yeah,
So y'all
yeah. I
right
mean,
when we talk about, I'm gonna let you cook, Walter, but y'all
okay.
right when we talking about scheme, Gary Patterson scheme in the conference we playing in. That's y'all strongest points to me. But go ahead.
Right. But like I say, I mean, we got a couple of guys that look like they're going to be lockdowns at the corner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that in terms of coming in, and stuff. But like you said, we do need to make sure we shore up, the safety room, because that's going to be very important in the scheme of things, And then again, in this conference, what are we going to get? We're going to get a lot of ground and pound. I mean, this is not the Pac-12 or the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm gonna do though, y'all. I said all that just to say,
What?
I wouldn't, especially because he's an athlete, right? Didn't you say Walter Clark? He's a 5-star because he's an athlete, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat him like that. I ain't gonna have my mind set up on one position like you're playing safety no matter what I see at practice. Like if we get in practice and you locking down that corner like you did on film, I'm gonna keep you at corner. If we at practice and you balling that safety, I'm gonna let his play decide. All I'm saying is I think we making a mistake, or not necessarily a mistake. I just think a player like him, we should come and let his play at practice decide where he play instead of just
But
saying you're playing safety because we need you there.
So why not?
we already do that though. We do cross training as it is.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, they'll listen. Perfect example at what it was Jalen Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this past couple of years and stuff like that, where they were trying him all around. Doug Belt came in, and what did they do? He ended up being a corner.
But look,
Okay.
Walter, he kind of was like Honor. In high school, he played corner, Jalen Smith. They looked at his film and projecting him as a safety.
And a nickel. They were
in a nickel.
Yeah.
But guess what? After years and years on campus and getting further away from your recruiting opinion, it's like, nah, Jalen is a corner. But if you watch his film, he always was. I feel like sometimes we overthink it. So Honor could be just like Jalen. We overthinking it. Like we got great film as a corner, but we think it's safety because we need and want a safety. And guess what? We almost wasted Jalen Smith. If it wasn't for Trevon Reed and Doug Belt coming in, we would have wasted him because Grinch was trying to play him at safety.
Well, let's not mention that man's name, okay?
Yeah, Grinch had a philosophy that, yeah, man. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying though, like sometimes I feel like we could overthink shit.
I don't think we're overthinking this, because every school that was recruiting him was recruiting him as a safety. Okay, they weren't recruiting him. Yes.
I think some schools were recruiting him as he labeled an athlete. I think some schools was thinking like,
Yeah,
we gonna get him
but
on campus and see.
no, some schools were saying, look, you're going to be on defense, but we'll also let you play some offense. And the defense was they were looking at him as a safety.
I think people are being racist.
I can see
I think they
USC.
looking at him like, you Polynesian. Y'all usually play safety and linebacker. Like, we ain't used to no poly corners. We can't see it. It's like a white boy, like a great white corner. We'll be thinking the same thing. Move them to safety. I think we being racist.
I mean, hey, listen, USC does have a history of a good white corner, though.
Yeah, Jason Sehorn.
Yeah. So, but I hear what
But
you're
he
saying.
had
And
to
that's
play
why.
corner though, because he didn't have the body and skills like Honor. Like Honor got the Jason Sehorn. That's all he was gonna be, especially coming out of high school. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off though. My bad.
Oh no, not at all. I think that's why I didn't want to be lazy with my comparison with the Troy Polamalu. But I feel he'll go in as a DB secondary person, so he can maybe play the slot, maybe some at corner. But I see him as a safety. But to your other point though, I do think we would have to see some tape on him in the spring and when he gets to the program. I wouldn't be surprised if Riley did give him some run on offense though.
Oh yeah, they're going to run a couple of packages for him.
Yeah, I don't
because you want to use that speed and stuff like that.
Well, Walter, I would even go so much to say, even politically, I would do it just to show recruits that we are trying to accommodate.
Yeah, that's big for recruiting.
They want, man. I really think that because I think it's so competitive now to get players.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Deuce Robinson, right? We had, Deuce wanted to play two sports, and we were definitely open to that. Sometimes a lot of coaches don't want that. And so I could see, I don't think it would be like a Dory Jackson Carter, but I see him, me personally, to land my plane, I see him as safety, and I can see him, like Walter said, with a couple packages here, maybe one of those little what do you call those little those quick passes out, those little flare routes or whatever.
So that's what I was gonna ask you, right? About his package. You giving him a running back package or wide receiver package?
No, I play him in the slot.
I'm giving him a third down package.
Well, I play him in the slot.
You play him in the slot?
Yeah.
Like Sanders.
So now look, now look. I ain't saying y'all wrong, and I ain't even saying I disagree. But let's keep track now. Y'all want to play him at two positions in college that he didn't even play in high school: slot receiver and safety.
No,
that's why I'm scared. Like, that's why I feel like you ask him what he want to play, and then let him prove what position he gonna play by on the field. I think we making a mistake if we coming in thinking, and I ain't saying he ain't gonna end up at safety. And everything y'all said, bro, makes sense. It ain't nothing wrong with y'all saying. But at the same time, it's like you do know you asking the kid to play a position that he wasn't playing in high school on both sides of the ball. In high school, he played running back. Now you want him to play slot.
I have a quick
no. He was also receiving out of the backfield too. Okay,
hey, but that's still the running back position.
But we have the answer to that, Carter. We have the answer to that, Carter. Though he's an athlete.
I know, but look, y'all said he on some Travis Hunter. So if he on some Travis Hunter, I'm thinking Travis Hunter played corner and receiver.
Exactly.
So if I think if they ask him, he's going to say he want to play corner and receiver. Now I could be wrong. This is my opinion. Ain't nobody wrong.
Okay. So, yeah. There's nobody wrong,
Walter,
but do you want him pound? Right? Huh?
You said the slot, right?
Yeah, because I don't want him being pounded,
banged up.
Yeah, running into the line and getting hit a lot.
But look, see, that was Cardinal and Bold point. He was like, the dude playing running back, so that on defense that kind of translate to a safety. And I agree with him. In most corners that play offense, they translate to a wide receiver.
Exactly.
So I'm saying this. I ain't saying nobody wrong, but Walter Clark, if you see him, if you think he's able to play slot, then you got to think he's able to play corner too. Am I wrong? I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no, no. I'm not saying you're wrong, but the reason why I want him playing slot is because this isn't high school anymore. Okay, okay. Running between the tackles is a lot different in high school than it is in college, and I don't need him to be taking that type of beating.
true.
Running into the line playing offense when primarily he's going to be my star on defense. That's all I'm saying. I want to put him in space as much as possible with the speed that he has.
Right. So if
You
so,
know
you saying if that's handing the ball off out the backfield or passing it, putting them in motion is get them the ball in space,
exactly,
and then on
exactly.
defense, y'all gonna end up right because what I see happening is in Patterson defense, the safety gonna play corner sometimes. So his corner still ain't gonna be wasted. I don't think he gonna be a deep ball safety if he is. I think he gonna be a safety in the box and a safety that you're comfortable with letting him cover the slot or a receiver. So I think he gonna fall in the middle of what we saying. I think we gonna see him a little at corner and a little at safety, a little at running back and a little at slot.
Carter, I give up.
No, I never was. Look, I never was disagreeing.
you
I
you
always
want
just gotta
no?
provide the other side. I
I know,
agree with y'all.
but you want this boy to play corner? Okay, I give up.
Yeah,
Okay,
hey, look, it ain't that I want him to play corner. Is I feel like if I look at any other sport, right? So say
yeah.
if I'm recruiting basketball, and this dude he running point guard, he running point, he the point guard. I'm not gonna move his position when he get in college just because he's 6'7". You just gonna be a 6'7" point guard. Unless it plays out like that, unless we get on campus and you ain't running my offense right, then we gonna move you. But I just feel like I'm gonna start him off at what I seen him at most. I just feel like since I seen a great corner, he gonna have to show me that don't translate in the college level to move him to safety. And then if he a great corner, I'm gonna start him at corner because it's this. If all else fails, I can move him to safety. But guess what? If I start him at corner, I can see like, damn, I could play him anywhere now. I could have him at corner or safety. So I'm gonna start him at corner because I already know he probably could play the safety position just because his skills, right? So let me see if you the real deal at corner. You a real deal athlete. Like we know you gonna play that safety. You can run fast. You can hit. He got some safety highlights. Like he know how to ball watch the quarterback. That's why I love him at corner though, because he one of them DBs. He could take his eye off the DB and have an eye on the quarterback and still be on his DB. Like he showed some great DB skills, how he could watch the quarterback and the receiver. But that can translate to safety too, right? So I just feel like I'm just not gonna limit him. And the first question I do want to see is can he play corner? Because if he can play corner, that don't mean I can't play him at safety. I just know he got them skills. Now I could do anything I want with him. I want to know if I could play you at all any DB position. You a 5-star. I know we gave you a fat ass bag. I'm finna get my money worth. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta have you doing corner reps and safety reps. So I ain't saying I don't want him to play safety. I'm saying I want him to play every position that he can play. And I think he could play safety and corner. So why not play him at safety and corner? That's all I was saying. But y'all made great points, and I can't argue with y'all because just like y'all said, most of the colleges is recruiting them as safeties. I just make devil advocate for content. You know what I'm saying? It's just for content. Like
I
if I
know.
bet my money, he gonna end up at safety, but it's a possibility not because I feel like I respect him at corner. All I'm just saying, I respect him at corner. I will be doing myself and him an injustice if I don't at least give him a try there too. That's all I was saying. Like he too good of a corner to just be like, nah, you playing safety.
Well, they're gonna work him around when he gets
Yeah,
here. Okay.
yeah. So it's irrelevant. Like War, you
Yeah.
said that you right. They're gonna work them. They're gonna figure it out. So it
Yeah.
don't matter what you come in at anyway. They're gonna figure it out.
They're gonna find the best position for you
Yeah,
to exploit your talents. Okay. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
And look, this a good problem to have. We couldn't have these conversations a couple of years ago. We didn't have players that we're like, man, they're a great corner and a safety. What we gonna do with them?
No, I mean this is finally Riley has a squad. Okay,
Yeah,
that should be that is a Big Ten squad. Okay, in terms of his roster, in terms of how deep he is. Do you see how deep he is on the D line?
man, we super deep with talent. We super deep. We super deep. It just gotta like we just gotta develop them. We just gotta develop them. Put them in the right
Exactly.
scheme. They just need experience. We just need experience, the right scheme, and we gonna be good. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I do expect 10 wins. Like the only loss I'm accepting is an Indiana and Ohio State loss. Maybe an
I,
Oregon loss. It depends. It
I'm not.
depends. But I ain't even trying to accept that one though.
Hey Carter, we're not losing at home.
I'm accepting an Indiana loss only because it's on the road. Okay.
Hey, we're going undefeated at home. I'm just telling everybody
Yeah.
that.
I I don't
That's what
expect them
I'm
to
saying.
lose.
I'm riding with that one.
I don't expect them to lose to Ohio State because they still have a lot of questions with their defense. They lost a lot on defense.
They did.
Yeah, that people aren't talking about.
And let me add this, Walter. Here's the one key thing I feel confident about Ohio State. Their quarterback does not scramble.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
He
The
does not
quarterback doesn't
run at
scramble.
all. Yeah.
And the other thing, Cardinal and Gold, they have to come to the West Coast. Okay. They don't travel all that well out here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Carter, listen,
Hey,
the
but
history
but
of
look,
USC football. It's 3rd and 9. We all of a sudden we have a quarterback scrambling and running for 12 yards. Ohio State,
man,
when he stays in that pocket, that's what hurt them against. I think it was Indiana, right? Didn't they play
Yeah.
Indiana? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what hurt them when they played Indiana. When they got to the goal line, it was the most predictable play calling. They couldn't do any RPO. They couldn't do nothing. I feel good against Ohio State at home on Halloween.
one
I
thing
don't
I
know
can
about
say
Indiana.
though,
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna keep saying that one about Indiana. I mean, as long as they don't have Mendoza, I think we got a shot. Because Mendoza was a beast. He was a winner.
look though, you know what I'm scared about Ohio State with though?
What?
Is they experiencing big games. They didn't play a lot of big games over the last couple of years. So we gonna really have to beat them though. I think we can, but they ain't gonna self-destruct. The stage ain't gonna be too big. And they the darlings of the Big Ten, y'all. So y'all know they gonna get the calls from the refs. So I'm scared. I'm scared that we might have to beat them and the refs. So that's why the Ohio State games worry me.
Oh, even at home?
Yeah, because the Big Ten refs, they don't care if we at home. It's still gonna be Big Ten refs. And
Oh,
Ohio State is they darling. They love Ohio State more than Michigan. And when we first played
yeah.
Michigan, we was getting shafts. Like Michigan held the whole game. It didn't matter. Like so, I know they're gonna let Ohio State do the same thing to us. Like we really gonna have to beat Ohio State. We are not gonna get the calls, and they gonna be able to grab and pull on us. I promise y'all that.
But that's the Big Ten, though.
Yeah, but that's why I'm worried about that game because that type of referee could let a average team beat you, let alone a great Ohio State. Ohio State, they don't need no help. But I feel like they gonna get it, especially against USC. The Big Ten gonna be like Ohio State represent against these West Coast softies. Let them know. I really believe in that being in the Big Ten 2 years. They don't like us. They only let us come because they wanted the LA market. They wanted to be able to say, "Oh, we got LA, Chicago, and New York in our market."
Yeah,
They don't really want us though.
but Carter, they don't like us because we used to always kick their ass in the Rose Bowl. Okay,
Always.
that's why they don't like us.
I know. Look, the Big Ten. Look, I feel like the Big Ten hate us just as much or even more than the SEC because what you said. We always used to whoop on them in the Rose Bowl. Like
used
the
to.
Rose Bowl used to be anticlimactic. I remember as a kid thinking like, oh, we gotta play against Michigan. We gonna smash them. They too slow. Like the Big Ten,
Listen,
they was
listen.
always too slow. Like I was mad if we didn't get to play a SEC or even a Big 12 team. It was like I remember smashing Illinois, smashing Penn State, smashing Michigan, whooping on Ohio State. Like Big Ten was never up. We always whooped on them. I think before we came into the Big Ten, our record against the Big Ten was like 55-18 and some shit. Like crushing
Yeah, we have a winning record against all the original Big Ten teams.
all of
The
them.
only team that we're even it with, and I think we went one up on them, was Michigan State, because we were 6-6 until last year, where we went up 7-6. But we have a winning record against every team the original Big Ten. We lost to Maryland, but they weren't originally in the Big Ten, and we'll be able to even that out. But yeah, I mean, I used to win money every New Year's Day, because I told you, I'm from New York. I was a big SC fan, and I used to get all these Big Ten fans to use. Oh, you're gonna get crushed. I said, no, you guys are too one-dimensional. You're never
Mm-hmm.
gonna beat us. Okay, we run the ball, we pass the ball. You don't know what a pass is. Woody Hayes used to say, three things happen when you pass the ball, and two of them are bad: an incompletion or an interception. So he is always 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Hey,
You know?
let me add this
For
too.
reals. So
Let,
it's
let
like
me let, let
they
me add
hated
this.
the. I don't think we ain't getting no calls that game, brother. If we do, look, if we do, then I feel extra confident we gonna get it. But we gonna have
Hey,
to whoop them without getting no call. We gonna have to whoop them and the refs. I feel
let me
like that game we need to start fast. Have them playing from behind
let me add this too about the history of
type
USC
deal. So like I
playing.
said, that combined with the refs, they experiencing big games, and I know they lost a lot, but Ohio State, they at where we get to. Like they recruit great every year. So they reloading all them players that they lost in the NFL. I guarantee you, they replaced by 4 or 5 stars though. You feel me? So it's
Yeah.
like I'm more worried about that game than the Oregon game.
Well, they also have a brutal schedule before they get to us too.
Who Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check out their schedule.
I just
Yes.
hope
'Cause-
they ranked high. I hope they undefeated or at least ranked in the top 10 when we play them. Because our schedule, look, uh, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, hopefully making the playoffs. But look, the way our schedule set up, say if we go 11-1, we
Mhm.
might get a top seed in the play. We like our schedule. If they being real, if we go through our schedule 11-1, we should be a top 3 team. We should have a bye in the first round or something. You know what I'm saying? If we go through our schedule, because we talk about Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State, but I think Washington that gonna be a tough game.
Well,
I think
yeah.
Penn State and Happy Valley gonna be a tough game. If we go through our
Uh,
schedule, boy.
let's back up on Penn State. Okay. Okay.
I just said it gonna be Happy Valley, a
I
road game.
know.
We have
I
to
They
know.
could
beat
be our
Lynn. We
Minnesota
can't
that
lose to
year. They could
Lynn.
be our Minnesota, bro.
We
I
can't lose
know.
at all.
But basically, Penn State this year is Iowa State from last year. Okay.
Mm.
That's a good point.
But Lynn
A
got
lot of
some
You
the
know.
suckers
roster
on the
is
Lynn.
Iowa
He
State.
he know Riley. I
Yeah.
mean, Riley know Lynn too. Like, but Lynn might have something cooked up for us. Make it a little harder.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game, but we're way
Nah,
more
it's not.
talented. We're way more talented than Penn State is.
Oh yeah,
If you look at our talent level.
most
Okay.
definitely. No, most definitely. If they beat us, it's definitely an upset. I'm just saying. We
Yeah.
gonna have to beat
Yeah.
them too. We ain't gonna get no calls that game too.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be a whiteout.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whiteout. Yeah, so it's like that's the only thing that stopping me from going to Vegas and betting we get 10 wins is these damn officials. I'm serious. Like I seen it. Like I seen it. Like they ain't trying to give us nothing. And then I guess we got to be the same way. Then I guess the officials like, well, shit, why don't y'all do the same thing? Because I seen the Notre Dame coach. He said we gonna grab and hold. The officials got to call it. But that's the mindset Big Ten teams have. They have that mindset. We're gonna pull, grab, and hold. We're gonna make the referees call it.
Yeah, but Carter, if you saying the refs are against us, if we pull, grab, and hold, we're gonna get the call.
They gonna
They're
throw the
gonna
flag.
call.
They gonna throw the
Yeah,
flag.
yeah. So we gotta be
But maybe
careful
you
about
got
that.
look. Well, maybe you got to do that to highlight the contrast. Like, look, when we do it, it's an automatic flag. So
Yeah,
at least the announcers will be like, okay, they ain't being consistent. This is inconsistency. Because when the other team is doing it, you could say as a neutral fan, like, oh, they letting them play. They just letting them play. Stop
yeah.
whining. But if they ain't letting us do it, then that's when a neutral fan will be like, okay, now they cheating. Like they ain't let USC play defense or get away with no holding. So like you got to magnify it then. Okay, y'all letting them get away with hold. Okay, y'all gonna have to let us get away with it. So
Oh,
that's why
Carter,
it's like, go
I
ahead.
want to put your mind at ease about
Yeah,
losing Gary Patterson after this season if he turns the defense around.
yeah.
Because I don't think he's leaving. Because at his the awards dinner that they had back in February, he said he's not coaching past 70.
Okay.
So that means he's going to be coaching like for the next 4 years.
So
And
we
if he
get his
wants to get
last leg. We get his last
yeah,
little.
yeah. So if he wanted to get to what was it? He would need 19 wins to get to 200, which he said he'd like to get to. But if some team is going to poach him to be the head coach, that obviously is a team that's in rebuild. And he's not going to go someplace and be
Yeah,
there for 3 years and then leave trying to rebuild a program. And I don't think he wants
but
the headache of being a head coach anymore.
me either.
You know?
At this point, he probably I'm finna collect my last little round of money to retire on.
Exactly. Because
Rebuild
like
this
I said,
defense in LA. Yeah.
yeah, like I said, in the interview he did at the Davy O'Brien dinner where he got the award, he says he's not coaching past 70. So
And, and how old is he? Like 64?
no, he's 66.
Hey
Okay.
Walter, if you really look at it, he has the perfect way to ride out into the sunset. He has the
Exactly.
perfect exit plan. If he could take our defense, whatever our ranking was, let's say he improves that, 10 spots or he gets us into the playoff.
Well, it'll
Man,
be more than 10. We were 49. Listen, Lynn's first year, we ended up 71. Last year, we ended up 49. So we jumped, like 40 spots in 2 years. So imagine with the way Patterson is teaching and coaching and stuff like that. Imagine what we can do this coming year with the depth that we have and the talent that we have.
yep.
Right. Right out to the sunset as the man that fixed Lincoln Riley defense and got him over the hump.
And he's
Did
literally
something nobody could do.
putting whipped cream on his coaching resume.
Yeah.
Right. Go
You know
out
what I
with a
mean?
national championship too.
And
National
it's
championship. He got chocolate whipped cream on it, and he sit back smiling with a cigar. I'm Gary Patterson.
And if you think we're disrespected and hate it now, imagine what would happen if we win a couple of natties
Oh
in
man.
the next 4
People gonna be
years.
on suicide watch. I'm not watching college football anymore. Bye. But look,
Yeah.
I say this. Look. I say this, Walter. If we win a national championship, I guarantee you that first. I guarantee you they're gonna carry Gary Patterson off the field like he the goddamn head coach. He getting Gatorade right along with Riley. I promise you.
Oh, so you think it'll be a situation like the '85 Bears where they
Yup.
picked up
Yup.
Buddy Ryan and
Yup.
then they picked up Mike
Yup.
Ditka? That would be
Hell yeah.
amazing.
Well,
And I think Lincoln Riley wouldn't have no problem with it either.
Oh, not at all.
I don't think Lincoln will have a problem with it. But the other thing is, I think Lincoln is happy because he got the man that he wanted.
Right.
to run
Right.
his defense.
And since you said that though, Walter, Lincoln Riley, he need to find a mentor for Gary Patterson. I'm bringing in the coach where he already on the roster. Like, hey, GP, he ain't coaching past 70, so we got like 5 years with him. I want you to mentor. I want you to shadow. Because if he turn his defense around, guess what? I want that defense. I want that system to stay to keep program stability. So since you told me that, Walter, who he gonna mentor then? Because if we win a championship, I'm pretty sure we gonna want to keep his 4-2-5. So we need to
Okay,
already
I
start
got
mentoring somebody.
I got two quick points on your great question.
Yeah.
I don't know if the personality is there, but when I watched that video with Luke Wafel said about Nua, I wouldn't. I don't know why Sean Nua couldn't be um, groomed to
To be the
be
DC.
defensive coordinator. He's on
He
the
been
D
in college.
line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's on the D line. He got NFL background. He's well loved by the players,
Yeah,
and he's
players
been
love him.
loyal to the program.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I would
I
say
won't be mad at
Nua.
that.
I would
You,
say Nua. And then here's another one. Here's a wild card, you guys. Don't sleep on Mike Eckler.
That's my pick. I was about to say I'm taking Mike Eckler.
Because
I
if
just
I'm
like his
Mike
energy.
Eckler, right? If I'm Mike
Mhm.
Eckler, I left Nebraska. Now I'm at SC. I'm the linebacker coach. Maybe it's inside. I don't know if somebody else is outside. I kind of forgot, but
that's AJ Howard is your
okay.
outside guy.
So he's inside linebacker. Now
Mhm.
the advantage I would have with Eckler is Eckler's been with the program before, so he almost got a lot of I wouldn't say legacy. I wouldn't say that strong of a word, but he's been a Trojan before.
Yeah.
I can see him. I can see in his mind thinking, you know what? I'm in a great position now.
Mhm.
Man, I can be at this program for the next 5-6 years. We don't know where it can go. You know what I mean? Like you said, playoff appearance, Natty, Lincoln Riley becoming an older man coach, he getting seasoned in his mid-40s. If I'm Eckler, I'm staying put at USC and I'm trying to learn everything.
Well, I'll give you another one. Paul Gonzalez. He's been
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too.
he's
He's
been
smart.
with Patterson for 12 years. You know,
So he know that system.
exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
I mean,
Good
I
one.
mean, if you look at anybody on that staff, that would probably be the number one.
Yeah, he most qualified to keep that
Yeah,
system going. Like Mike Eckler
exactly.
might get the DC job and say, I'm running a 3-4.
Hey, here's my other question, and maybe you made me think about it, Carter, when you mentioned getting carried off the field, and to me, this is a big one. Is Gary Patterson going to be on the sideline?
I think
I
I
think
think he
I
is.
think so. Yeah.
Oh, but
Okay.
maybe not though, because he said this is gonna be the first time in college football where he able to speak to the linebacker through a mic. He said the last time he was
Yeah, but
coaching, he had to
yeah,
yell it.
but
But
yeah, but
go ahead.
those guys are usually. I mean, Lincoln talks to the quarterback through it, Mike. He's down on the field.
Yeah, true. And I do
You
think
know.
Gary Patterson is that type of coach, like them
Yeah.
down on the field. I do think he want to be there, but I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, y'all. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I want to be up in the skybox so I can see the whole field. Because look, when they go on the sideline and they look at that iPad, guess what view they looking at? They looking at the view from the skybox. So you might as well be coaching from up there. But Gary Patterson, he old school, so he want to when the play over, he want to be able to get on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Grab your jersey. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think he gonna be on the sideline just so he can interact with his players how he want to. But me personally, I will always be in the skybox if I'm calling plays, cause shit, that's what we gonna look at the film at the all 22 on the sideline anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you got somebody up there doing that for you, though.
yeah, that's true.
You
It's
know.
always still gonna be somebody up there though. So that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I think but come on. Patterson's is hands on. I don't think he likes the distance where he be up in the because this way he can be
Yeah,
shouting on the field what he
yeah,
wants.
yeah.
Re-
And
Remember, even
then
after the mic goes off, he's still going to be communicating if he
yep, yep, yep.
shouting out. And you can't do that
Yeah,
from the press box, man.
yeah. And then with technology, you still could get that view after every play. You could say, send
Yeah,
every play to my iPad so I could look at it again. You know what I'm saying? So he could
yeah,
still be on the
exactly.
sideline getting that skybox view, at least after the play. You feel me? So yeah,
Yeah,
his ass, he gonna be on the sideline for sure, in my opinion.
yeah. He might even run out there and make a tackle if somebody misses one.
Nah, for real, right? Whatever he do, I'm with it though. But like I didn't know that. I didn't know he said he was gonna coach it. Now you got me thinking like already who the next DC is always what's next. You know what I'm saying? But you say he's 66, so that give us a good 4 or 5 years though. If
Yeah, he
if
just
in 4 or 5 years, if we who we think he is, we didn't win a championship or at least got close. God damn it, like at least played in the championship game. Like
Hey
hey,
man,
that's
Pete
the
listen.
Carroll,
perfect time
Pete
with him.
Carroll was at the Raiders, man. He was in his 70s.
Right.
It didn't work out, but still, he was what, 73 maybe?
Yeah, I think Patterson wants the point where he wants to enjoy the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he says 70 is his cutoff point because now
The
he can
wife
spend it with
like
his.
damn.
So,
The wife probably
yeah,
like damn. You gonna coach till we dead and
Yeah, Pete Carroll was
we ain't gonna
74. That's
never
the big
ride off into the sunset.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
damn. Yeah, that's a good age to retire though. I mean, most people retire. You know, the retirement age 65. So I
No, the
ain't mad at them
retirement age.
ages. This give us a
No,
great
the
4 years.
retirement
That'll
age.
get us on track.
No, the retirement age is now 67.
They raising it. See, look,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna never keep their foot off our neck.
No, because too many
They
people are
supposed to
living
go
too
down. They
long.
supposed to be 55 now. They supposed to go down.
No, too many people are living too long. That's why they keep raising it.
Yeah, no, they don't want to pay all that money.
Yeah.
But it's like
yeah.
you earn that money though working though. So it's like it ain't your money, motherfucker.
Hey, don't quote me on this, but I read somewhere where they said if you can live in the next maybe 12 years, they're trying to say that there's going to be a jump in life expectancy. So people are going to start living longer with the science and stuff. So it might even
Well,
get worse.
that's already happened. I mean, the
Yeah.
Social Security that you as working people, because I'm retired, as you as working people, that's what's paying my Social Security now. Okay,
Right.
all that money I put in has been used up. All that money that you put in by the time you retire will be used up because of the growth of the longevity of population.
That's why Cardinal and Bow don't believe that shit. Talking about we gonna live longer. Like, nah, they trying to kill our ass. They want population to shrink. Don't
Hey, I
believe
feel
that,
you. I
brother.
hear you. I hear you.
And if they do say that, whatever that is, it's gonna actually have to reverse. They're gonna be like, do this and take that. You gonna that shit gonna kill your ass.
Well, as long as you have a
Bill
crazy man,
Gates said it.
yeah. Well, as long as you have a crazy man in the White House who's going around starting wars, we all may not be here much longer. Okay.
Hey, hold on. Let's not get too political. They'll strike my channel. I was on a 6 month strike. I got political one time. Like, oh man, you
I
gotta be
know. I know.
careful. Like, unless one of you
Yeah.
them big old channels, straight
Yeah.
Facebook could get on you for some politics. You say the wrong thing.
I know.
You cannot go against the government too hard on here. I'm telling you. You only can say the mainstream information if you a smaller channel. But if you a big channel, they let you get away with murder. Like if you a big channel,
Exactly.
you could condemn the whole country and be
Exactly.
fine. But I just hope that they could extend players' life on a football field. Then you know what I'm saying? Like bit better for sports science medicine for our athletes. But I'll be damned if they gonna give us some stuff to make us live longer when their whole goal is to cut the population.
Listen, I've been looking at some of the sites, and these people think that we don't practice hard enough. and that you need these hard practices to be a good defensive team and stuff like that. Did you read the article that they did on Kirk Signetti at Indiana?
Yeah, they didn't even
And how
practice that much.
exactly? And would you say that that was a soft defense?
Hell no.
No, not
You
at
know,
To
all.
me, I'm gonna keep it real with you. To me, practicing or not don't make you soft or not. I feel like you born with that or got that mentality. To me,
exactly,
practice sharpen your skill, technique, and fundamentals.
exactly.
He didn't have to practice that much because he had dudes 23, 24. They fundamentals is ready for pro. Like they've been doing these drills since, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you got an experienced team, you got to practice less. And if you already know they tough, you got to practice less. And if you know who you starting. So I feel practice is for sorting out your depth chart, sharpening your fundamentals and your technique, and then for your players to master the playbook. It to me, it ain't for making somebody tougher. Now, if you do have a tackling problem like we have, okay, yeah, we need to do more tackling drills. But as far as toughness, nah, practice ain't
But
gonna
but
make you tough. Like
but
it gonna
the other thing
separate the
is,
tough from the weak. That's what it's gonna do.
yeah, but the NCAA also limits you in terms of the amount of contact you can do anyway, because they're
Okay.
worried about CTE. You
To
know,
me, it's about yeah, I hear you. See, to me, it's about how efficient your practice is, right?
exactly.
Is you coaching the right technique? Is you having these players going through the right drills? Do you have these players in their right position? Is they in the film room? Like practice is way more than just I'm making a soft player tough. Like if you soft, you always gonna be soft. When I make the practice, I'm just gonna break you. I'm just gonna see like okay, you ain't built like that. You feel me? So
You
practice.
rem-
Go ahead,
you remember Brian Shore?
Brian. Who?
Bryson
Brian
Shaw.
Shore, yeah,
Bryce.
Bryson Shore. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't
Okay.
give me memories anymore.
Okay. Him and USCJ do some things,
Yeah.
together
I be seeing
on
that
the
in groups.
podcast. He
Mm-hmm.
said his practices at USC were much tougher than they were at Ohio State.
Yep.
Okay. So, all these people who think that Riley is soft and stuff like that, I don't know where that comes from.
No, I think what they saying is that because they look at Riley as a passing guy, so they like if your defense is practicing against a passing offense and is in the Big Ten and it's gonna face a gang of running defense, they might not be as best prepared as they should. That's
Yeah,
how I
but
look at it. Like if they want to say it's soft, I feel like they being ignorant. But what I do with a where I feel like they have a point at is if I'm a defense and I'm going against an offense that's like kind of pass happy, air raid, and I go against a team that's running 12 personnel every play, yeah, I might not be all the way physically and mentally prepared. I
but
think they do
Carter,
might have a point at that.
but Carter, look at his 5 years at Oklahoma. He always ran the ball more than he passed it,
You know
and
what?
that's
I
and
think
that's a fact. He
I
ran
know.
it.
Look. I'm gonna push back on that. But it's a fact. Like, so before I push back, I'm gonna say you're right. When we pull up the stats, it gonna say that. But he run a lot of RPO. So if the play is a run, that could have been because the quarterback decided to keep it, not necessarily Lincoln Riley drawing up the running play. You hear me? And then you got to count the runs also on the pass when Caleb or Jalen would drop back and nobody open in they run. So I feel like the number said 50-50 because he called plays that could have been run or pass. Is this up to the quarterback?
but it, but
So
it
you
was
seen like look this is a case in point. This to prove my point. We seen that dramatically when Miller Moss became the quarterback, right? Because Miller Moss couldn't scramble.
Hey,
They wasn't
uh,
running RPOs for Miller Moss, so the run pass balance seemed like more pass, like Riley is passing more. When in reality, instead of calling all these pass plays, he'd have been calling RPOs that you could pass or run. What you think about that? Because when I look at Oklahoma, that's what I was seeing. Like Almost
Well,
every play was an RPO with Jalen Hurts. Almost
let
every play, the quarterback
No,
complete a
no,
pass.
no, no.
but as far
First of all, it wasn't 50-50. It was more like 54-46. His run to pass. You know,
I know that it was 53-47. I know what it was. It was
yeah,
like
it was way higher.
53-47,
Now,
52-48.
yeah, now you
You
look
don't
at
think
what
that's because of the quarterback though, pulling the ball and running on the play he could have passed?
Jalen Hurts was different. You know, you're going to tell me that Baker Mayfield was a runner?
No. I mean, no. Actually, he's not a runner, but he's not a pocket quarterback though. Baker Mayfield could
he
scramble.
No,
scrambled. I wouldn't say he's a runner.
Baker was more of a pocket quarterback
Man.
than his other quarterbacks. Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah, if you compare him to the other quarterbacks, yeah. But Baker still ain't Tom Brady though. Baker's still a quarterback you can run an RPO with
Yeah,
though.
he can move. He can move.
Yeah. So
Listen, Caleb, we used to talk about, you know, everybody would say, why doesn't Caleb run more? Why doesn't Did you ever see the interview Caleb did and they asked him that question? You know what Caleb says? He says, I don't like to run.
what do you say?
What what why should I run when I
Because
got
Caleb is a quarterback
receivers?
first.
Huh? But that, you
No,
know,
I said, yeah, Caleb a quarterback first.
yeah, exactly. Because what was his favorite quarterback? It was Rodgers. That was his model quarterback. If you talk to him and listen to him and stuff like that, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't a runner. Okay, he could move, but he wasn't a runner. You know, so I mean, this whole idea, because
Right.
basically Riley is not running a basic air raid offense. You know, he runs parts of it. He
No, he's
runs
not.
a hybrid of it and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he'd rather run the ball because look
True.
at Oklahoma, you had some great offensive lines there with Biedenbaugh
Yeah, they
as your
running
O
back.
line
I'll
coach.
never forget the game. I'll never forget the game that Samaje Perine rushed for like 300 yards at Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah,
I think he
they had.
still got the record, or did Genty break that?
Yeah, I think Jinkney might have broke it, but you had Joe Mixon there and stuff like that. I mean, he had guys that could run the ball, and he ran the
Right.
ball when he had to. You know, but you know this whole idea that it was strange because I think that he got pass happy because I think he gave Caleb a lot of freedom, and I think
True.
Caleb loved to run pass the ball more than he loved to run the ball.
Hey
Yeah.
Carter, let me address one of your first points because it had a lot to it.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
was just coming
arguing.
to you. Go ahead.
I argued. So there is a guy on Twitter who's a Duck guy, and I always beef with him all the time. So he made the statement that USC is never going to have a strong defense because of the style of offense that Lincoln runs in practice. Right? That's his premise. Right? Whether that's valid or not, here's my issue with it. The critics and the haters will never say that for their own team, though. They're only reserve that critique towards USC. So my point to him was when Chip Kelly was running his little gadget offense, no one ever said that they weren't going to have a strong defense because Chip Kelly's running his little gadget offense. It's only criticism for USC. Everything's about USC. So I feel like you just have to separate, not you, I'm just saying in general as a statement. As Trojans, the three of us, we always gonna have to separate the hate from actual, real, valid points. Because if someone's gonna say that this offense is not gonna be good because this defense is not gonna be good because of the way the offense practices, that has to be across the board for a lot of teams. I mean,
Right.
even Saban opened up his offense when he got Lane Kiffin and they started throwing more.
Thank you.
Everybody adapts and makes changes here and there to their offense, but only for USC, we can never be good on defense because we got dynamic offense. No. How about our philosophy with Grinch was incorrect? Then you correct it.
Exactly.
You bring in better coaches, you bring in certain players. how could we have a strong defense when Grinch, and I know we don't want to go back there, but I'm just making my point, when he's bringing in linebackers that are the size of safeties? He wants a certain player. We had certain body types that just weren't going to work. The three of us could run. That's basic fundamental knowledge. That don't have nothing to do with USC. If we bring in smaller players and we play a bigger team, it's not going to look good.
Well, you know what Grinch wanted to run? He wanted to run speed D, which is what Indiana runs. But Indiana is much more disciplined and much more sound.
Players.
Well, older players, but also sound fundamentally too.
Yeah,
you know. But that's basically what Grinch wanted to run, the speed D, and he figured, well, you need to get, in order to run a speed D, you got to get smaller players. But that's not true. You know, you seen George Jarrett. You see how George Jarrett moves for his size.
He terrifying fast for his size. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, George Jarrett impressed me with his speed. That made me want to say, hey, George Jarrett, lose about like 20 more pounds, bro. Like, you probably be dynamic.
He's been a terror. He's been a terror so far in practice, man. Because he's out there busting his hump.
Here's another way to look at it. Oh, well, the Buffalo Bills could never win a Super Bowl because they run a no-huddle offense, and that no-huddle offense didn't help their defense. Well, guess what? If Norwood hits that field goal, they beat the New York Giants.
Don't talk about my Giants.
All right. Hey, check this out. They'll say an NFL team, the running sheet could never go to the Super Bowl. Well, guess what? If the Houston Oilers were to play a little bit of defense, Warren Moon would have been in that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Hey, Cardinal and Bo,
exactly.
You ain't got to say if. All you got to do is bring up the show on turf with Kurt Warner and the Rams.
Exactly. So,
and that's at the NFL level.
Yeah. So, come on. Some of this critique is just, we all know what it's about. Nobody wants USC on top. They do not want us to get any inch of prosperity.
Well, the other thing is that we score too fast, so the defense doesn't have time to rest. Well, if we're scoring too fast, is that our fault, or is it the other team's defense? They can't stop us.
Hey, look, to add to that, if we score fast, then our defense need to match our level and get 3 and outs.
Yeah.
Right? Because the equivalent to scoring fast on offense to defense is a 3 and out or a turnover.
Yeah.
So, the defense going to like you scoring because guess what? We get to pin our ears back. We know they finna pass. So, scoring is always good because it's going to make the other team one-dimensional, dummies. Like,
exactly.
They be saying dumb stuff that don't make no sense. Like,
I know. That's why I listen to most of these national shows, and they have no idea about USC. I mean, they still talk about USC like it was 4 or 5 years ago, like Grinch was still here.
You're right.
It's just amazing. Well, I don't know. I mean, we won 9 games last year, right? But everybody wants to look at the bowl game, where I would say half the team didn't want to be there.
And if we would have won, they would have been like, nobody care about bowl games anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
We're one missed field goal away from beating Illinois. I always bring that up when it comes to perception. If that guy misses that field goal, nobody brings up the Illinois game. It's just a victory.
Yep, tough roll win, big.
Yeah, nobody.
But I
just know this. Are we going to have some preemptive? A new procedure when it deals with eating on the road, because that wasn't a good look when a lot of dudes had food poisoning.
No, that wasn't. But nobody wants to talk about that.
I don't talk about it either. You know why?
I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk about it. You don't want to have an excuse, but come on. I mean, you had guys playing more snaps than they should have been playing because half the team was sick.
Hey, and food poisoning. Food poisoning is no joke.
Yeah.
Look, but this is my only question about that. Is that What the defense eat different food than the offense? Because the offense didn't look sick. Like,
Good
especially at the
point.
end of
I
the game,
mean,
if y'all remember, we was down 2 touchdowns and came back. I think Makai caught 2 touchdowns or something like, and we
Yeah.
came back. So I don't buy the food poisoning. I hate we even said that because our offense didn't look sick, bro.
but why didn't
So
Ramsey
if
play though? There has to be a reason why
no no
Ramsey
no no
didn't
Ramsey.
no
play.
no no, look, I agree with you, but the food poisoning couldn't been team wide though because the offense was humming.
No, you're right. I agree with you. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. I know
Yeah, and
Ramsey
with all
not
that
playing
said,
did hurt us though. Ramsey not playing
yeah,
was terrible for us.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And we probably would win if everybody was 100%. But it's like when you lose at the last second, we still could have all the food poisoning. We still was in position to win. We couldn't get that stop. Now, if you want to
Because
say
out of
that
all the
because players,
players who got hurt, all the players who didn't play, it was the returning safety who was the key person in the communication. It was just
yeah.
that till this
So I
day, I
would
don't
say,
know.
look. So look, I would say it's more of a Ramsey thing than a food poisoning thing. But Ramsey was food poison, right? We know he was because he didn't even play. My thing is, if you out there playing, I can't give you no excuse.
Yeah.
Like Jordan played the flu game, like win or lose, it wasn't gonna be no excuse for that game. So what you gotta
Yeah, but
you gotta
Jordan,
be like Ramsey. Like, look, I ain't feeling
but
good, I ain't playing.
but Jordan wasn't running up against 300 pounders, okay, and running into him. Okay,
But
that's a
he
lot different.
continuously look,
Hey,
That
have you guys heard the conspiracy of the flu game? Have you guys heard the alternative story?
what's that?
no.
Oh man, you guys are like this. You can Google it. It was late night gambling, eating too much pizza and alcohol. It wasn't really food poisoning. It was they ordered a pizza
He
and
had
it
a
was just
severe hangover type deal.
yeah, it was just a severe hangover with like gambling and
No.
eating too much pizza. Like it wasn't really necessarily. I'm obviously allegedly right. We'll never know, but that was one of the
Hey,
stories.
look,
Was it
look,
was just
to
gambling
me,
and too much pizza.
to me, that make it more impressive.
I know.
You had a hangover and did that?
Hey, hey. We'll never know, man. But listen, he was still giving them buckets.
And look, it don't matter though, because he won.
Yep.
So Chicago Bulls fans don't care if it was a flu or a hangover, he still won. But yeah, man, like I just hope we don't have none of that this season. We got to get to the level as a program that we don't get upset. That's how we gonna reach 10 wins every year. We beat every team that we supposed to, and when we play against elite teams, we at least need to win half them games. Then we'll be in the playoffs every year. Our problem is we'll lose to a team we supposed to lose, and then we'll lose to all the teams that was better. We got to be able to upset teams and make sure we handle our business, and that's what's gonna build the momentum for this program. But I like that they doubting us, y'all, because that make it more fun. Like enjoy these rebuilding years, because I remember like being an SC fan during the Reggie Bush era, being a fan of Kobe and Shaq and the Lakers. Once you win and you expect it to win, it ain't as fun no more. Because when you do win, it's like it's just a relief. Like, oh yeah, we won. Like you feel me?
Yeah.
But when you ain't expected to win, it's like it's all free money. Like you ain't even worried about it. Like, but I remember that the season when we supposed to three-peat with USC, but we lost to Texas. Boy, that whole season was stressful. The Notre Dame game almost killed me. I
Oh
remember
man,
the first
I
half
can go
of
on and on about that season. There was
yeah, the first half.
a lot of injuries on defense.
Yeah, the first half of
Exactly.
Arizona State. I remember we was down like 21-3. Like that USC team would play. Like it'll let the other team be in the game for a couple quarters, then blow them out later. But I remember that three-peat season was stressful because everybody just expected us to win every damn game.
I don't
I
even.
like being.
I
Go
don't even
ahead.
want to get into it, man. But people don't realize. People say, "Oh man, Texas, man, they did this, and Vince Young did this." Dude, we let Fresno State put up 40.
Yeah, 42. We beat
Oh,
them
yeah.
50-42.
Hey Carter, CEO Gatewood had a statement about the linebacker group, and I want to address that.
Oh, let me put it on stage. I see it.
Yeah, about the CEO Gatewood. Uh, this is what I think about that statement. I think we're rolling the dice on our coaching, right? I think it's just that simple. I think us bringing in the linebacker from Washington, I believe is Devon Bryant or something. I might be wrong.
Yeah, Devin
Yeah,
Bryant.
yeah. I really think, and when we brought him, he wasn't like the number one linebacker. He didn't make a splash. Productive guy from California. I just think we're. I think we just relying on the coaching and our current talent. Carter had a live about a couple weeks ago, and they asked for the MVP of the season. I think he asked the question who was going to be the best player on the defense, and then also the MVP. Well, I'm putting it out there right now. I think the MVP of the defense, which when I mean by MVP, I mean the productive season, the numbers. I think Desmond Stevens is going to be the MVP of the defense. So I'm relying on the coaching. I'm relying on the defensive coordinator, and I'm relying on our current linebackers to take that step in our youth.
Cardinal and Go, I'm going to agree with you. Okay. First of all, as inconsistent as Desmond Stevens was, he still led the team in tackle. I mean, he had 89 tackles for the year. Okay. You also got to realize that him and Walker didn't play linebacker in high school.
Yeah.
This was their first year.
Curve.
Yeah, this was their first year as starters, especially Desmond Stevens as starters. At a position that they're still learning. Plus, I don't think Lynn put him in the best position to be effective. That's just me. Okay,
Right.
I think the scheme and the schematics are going to be a lot better with what Patterson's going to do with them. Because
Right.
I'm going back and watching some of these games, and I'm watching some of these hits that Stevens is putting on people. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, he was inconsistent, but lots of times he looked confused out there. I think he's going to be flowing a lot freer, and I think he's going to be a lot more comfortable. Plus, the boy's up to what, to 240?
Yeah, like he showed them flashes.
Yeah.
Like you said, when he ain't thinking and he know what he doing, he look good.
What was it? One game what? He had 17 tackles.
He did.
Yeah, he had a game where he had 17 tackles. So I mean,
missed that one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ESPN right now because
like what game was that?
No, but he is. I definitely think it's correct. Maybe the Nebraska game. I think he might have had it. Well, I'll find the game, but he definitely put the numbers.
Yeah, he had a game where he had 17 tackles, and like I said, he had 89 for the year.
That's not bad.
No,
and that can jump to 100.
But look,
with a good system
with a linebacker though, it is though. Were you making them tackles? If you got 89 tackles and 70 of them was after a 10-yard gain, that don't matter. You need them tackles at the line of scrimmage. You feel me? You need them
D line. D line is going to be better and deeper.
I understand what you're saying. Also, I'll give you another. I'll give you this sack. This player had 41 tackles. He had 10 tackles for loss, and he had 5.5 sacks. Who do you think that was?
That's on our team?
Yeah.
I don't think nobody had 5 sacks on our team. I think our
yes. This guy had 5.5 sacks for the year.
Jedi?
Oh, you talking about Cameron?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like Cameron. I think he's gonna have a breakout season.
Those were his numbers last year: 41 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks.
But an edge, he gonna have less tackles though than a defensive lineman gonna have less tackles than a linebacker. But I get what you're saying. Like I do I'll be surprised if Desmond Stevens don't look good this year. So I do agree with you. But on the comment, the back end of the comment, he said, why are we recruiting 3-stars? Like, no, at the linebacker position. Man, you be popping up on me. I don't be you be
Well, we
sneaking
got
up
the
on
guy
me.
out of
Nah,
the.
but hold on. I want to answer this question. Now we recruiting 4 and 5 stars. Y'all just
Exactly.
don't y'all just don't hear about them until they start coming to visit. But
Exactly.
they offering. I'm gonna let them know. We offering when we going after Caden Henderson. He he like a 4-star linebacker, 5-star composite. He he the number one player at his position. He the number one linebacker. We going after him
Yeah,
out
but
of
I think
Florida.
I
We
think we
also
might
going after Braden Jones' teammate out of Chicago, Roman. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's African.
he can walk or something like
Yeah,
that.
he will back. Yeah, something like that. I don't
Yeah.
even want to pronounce it. We
We're
going after
also
him
go
hard too. He a 4-star too.
we're
We
also
also going.
looking we're also looking to get another visit from Isaiah McNeil, the linebacker 4-star
Yup,
out of Alabama.
yup. Isaiah McNeil. Yeah, he coming on the
Yeah,
visit.
yeah,
So
he was
nah,
just couple.
we ain't recruiting 3-stars at linebacker position. It's just you talking about Josiah Poyer. He a 3-star that we after. For one, he local. So we gonna look at our local 3-star kids. Like if USC
Plus,
smart, they know that Cali kids get rated low. And then second, he from St. John Bosco, a great program. And third, I feel like he gonna get bumped up to a 4-star this season. So I don't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just because he's a 3-star now doesn't mean that that's what his
yeah,
ranking's going to be by the end of the season. Okay.
exactly. So nah, like, and you got to understand this too. USC, our recruiting, we didn't level it up. We could get to 5 and 4-stars, right? So if fans, if you see USC going after a 3-star, that means when they watch film, they don't think he a 3-star. They like that's a 4-star.
Well, I
So
like what they
don't
say
get caught
on
up in the
film.
stars,
Yeah.
especially when we recruiting like this and we got these great coaches. If we offer him, he ain't a 3-star. We're not going to offer no average players when we could get players like Elbert Hill and Luke Wayful. And then some of these 3-stars, they get bumped to a 4-star just by the offers. Like if you a 3-star, but schools like Alabama and Ohio State start offering you that, just give you a 4-star. Like, oh, if all these premier schools want you, they'll reevaluate their own little shit and give you a 4-star just off your offers. And just
Who,
like just like Mark Koken say, don't look at a kid's star, look at who offering him. That
well,
gonna
not
tell you
only
how
that,
good he is.
not only that, Carter. Who knew about Jamie Winfield?
Oh no. Jamie Winfield, he was known in Texas. He was ranked
Yeah,
the
in
number one
Texas.
defensive lineman in Texas.
Yeah, but in Texas, he was known
Yeah,
in
but
Texas.
Texas, if you
But
number
a
one
lot,
in Texas,
yeah, but a
you
lot of
gonna be
these guys,
national.
but a lot of these guys on the websites that you hear and hear and stuff like that. A lot of so-called fans. Who is this guy?
Yeah,
Why is he
they don't know.
going after
Yeah,
him? You know?
yeah, and they'll just see 3-star and be
Yeah.
like, "Who is this? I ain't never heard of him." Well, the coaches did. So the best thing I could tell y'all is that look, we getting 5-star. We could get 5-stars like Edward Hill and Luke Wayful. So don't think USC is selling it. If we offered a 3-star linebacker, best believe they think higher of them. And you talking about 3-stars? I know you like Tabo. Tabo was a 3-star, and he had 174 tackles, bro. You don't want him?
Plus the fact that most of the rating systems are back east to begin with. Okay, and in the
Yeah,
South.
they start in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. So
247 headquarters. Yeah.
yeah. So how many guys do they have out here on the West Coast looking at players?
Not many. I think they only got one dude. I 247 on 3. They all got one West Coast dude. I think that's Adam Gorney. and Greg Biggins. It's like two,
Yeah.
but they got more down south for sure.
Yeah.
And the star
Exactly.
system is like these scouting services. They'll look at your film and be like, yeah, he look like a 4-star, but they won't give you that 4-star till they see you in person and in camps. So a lot of
Exactly.
people, yeah. So a lot of kids only got 3 stars because they ain't been to enough camps. It's just like the NFL. Like they gonna watch your tape, but before we draft you, I need to see you in person. That's what the combine is for. So a lot of these players don't got their 4 stars because they ain't went to the right camps or enough camps. That's really
Exactly.
what it be.
And the only time you don't have to do that is if your name is Manning.
Yep, you could pay for stars, or or yeah, you could pay for stars. I learned that during my little cousin recruiting. I'm like, damn,
Yeah, you pay, but
damn
like I
self.
said, Arch Manning, right? I mean,
Uh-huh.
didn't go to any camps, didn't compete against anybody, played played for one of the lower level divisions in the Louisiana, but yet still he was the number one recruit coming out.
Because his name.
Yeah.
And he had the physical record shit. Like he's 6'4". He can run. I do think Arch can be good. He
Oh
just
yeah,
they just overhyped him though.
I know, because if you looked at the big games that he played in, yeah, he was terrible. I mean, what was it? The late great Tacky Curtis that we had here ate him up.
Yeah. He let Tacky get him.
Yeah, I think they played him in one of the championship games, and Tackett ate him up. His school
Oh,
ate him
in
up.
Louisiana when they played in
Yeah,
Louisiana. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, Tackett team was way. Yeah, Tackett team destroyed his team.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so I feel like
this,
Arch always was gonna have to have that learning curve because he played in such a weak league down in Louisiana.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I just wanted to tell the fans that though, like man, at this point, how we recruiting, y'all shouldn't worry about the stars at this point because at this point, if we offer you, you a baller, bro. You a
And the
baller,
other
bro.
thing, the other thing is these guys are getting paid to evaluate, right?
Yup.
Or on the recruiting staff. So why are we questioning their judgment?
Look, look. I can see why you question it if you a casual and you just looking like why we want this 3 star. But if you just have perspective, you got to tell yourself, like, a team that offered 3 stars is out of necessity because they can't get no 4 or 5 stars. We know we could get 4 or 5 stars. So the only logical explanation for offering a 3 stars, we think he better than that. It ain't
Perfect.
like we all
Yeah,
just like, oh damn, we can't get nobody. So no, they think he's just as good as these other 4 star rated linebackers.
exactly. Perfect example of that was Aaron Donald. He was a 3 star
Aaron Donald?
coming out. Yeah, he was a 3 star
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out of high
yeah.
school.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I mean, like you said, you can't always go by the stars, man.
No, you got to go by tape. I tell fans, look,
Yeah,
it's Huddle, www.hudl. Like y'all can watch all these players' highlights. So when you see USC offer a 3 star, type their name in Google, put Huddle beside it, then you can decide yourself. Because that's what these coaches do. These coaches don't go off what Adam Gorney or Greg Biggins say.
no,
No 3 star would get offered by these blue bloods. Nah, these
yeah,
coaches, they gonna watch your film and they finna come see you in person. They ain't gonna give a damn about what Adam Gorney and Greg Biggins and Scott Schrader say. They gonna be like shit.
What do you
And the
think
same
of
thing
Mark?
with 4 or 5 stars. Like
Yeah,
some 4 or 5 stars don't got to offer from some 4 or 5 stars. Colleges look at them and be like, well, we cool.
yeah. What do you think of Marcus Fakatu?
Man, we need him. I want him. His potential is out the roof. We do
Uh,
not need to let Notre Dame get him. But he seemed like one of them kids that would go to Notre Dame. Like he
well,
remind me of that linebacker, Manti Te'o
yeah,
or KVA. Like he looked like one of them Notre Dame kids, and I hate that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want him. He is 6'7" defensive lineman. Man, his potential is out the roof. I could see
yeah,
him
but
playing on the inside or outside.
I wasn't. I wasn't impressed by his film though.
Yeah, his film,
I mean, he looks.
who we was just talking about, Desmond Stevens. He show flashes, and he'll do something that the average player can't do. But like, yeah, his film don't match his ranking in the height. But a lot of these rankings is projection too.
Yeah, they projected him because of his size.
Yeah, and I seen his film. Like, to me, he get washed out his pad level. He gotta make sure he keep leverage because he's 6'7". So it's hard to play on the inside and it's just play in the trenches if you ain't got low pad level. Like, leverage win in the trenches, right? That
Yeah.
kickstand, just how a kickstand can hold up a motorcycle, like leverage. So he fighting the leverage deficit. But I feel like Walter, if he could get his technique right, he could stay low. I feel like he could be a monster. And that's the tricky thing about sports, especially football. Like, a lot of players have the ability, but you don't never know how it's gonna turn out. Like, he could go either way. I think with him, either he gonna be a bust or a star.
What I didn't
So
like in
you
this
would you
film,
you wouldn't offer him, you don't like him, you wouldn't
I
get an
mean,
offer?
I don't like his motor because there was a
Right.
couple of plays where he got washed out, he got knocked down, and it was just like, well, I'm down here, I'm not going to get up and go
Oh,
after it.
okay.
Okay,
So the little
that's what I
intangible
didn't
thing.
like about him. Yeah,
Do you
I
do you
like
think
this.
that could be coached up? Do you
Huh?
think that's you think that could be
No,
coached up? You think he could develop out of that, or you think that's just who he gonna be?
I think you got to have that desire, man. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you get knocked down. Look at Tom Tom. Tom Tom never seemed to take off a day, right? I mean, he was
Right.
always in there hustling, chasing. I mean, the guy could be 10 yards away. Tom Tom's trying to run the guy down. I see this
Right.
kid, he get washed out in the play, and, he's on the ground. He's not hopping up, chasing, trailing after the play or anything like that. That's what caught my eye. I mean, I looked
Mm.
at him. Yeah, he's a specimen. He's a beast. But I don't see that fire there. I like this other
Yeah.
kid.
And look, not to cut you off, and that's important in the trenches to have the mentality. That's the first thing you need is
Yeah,
that fire, that dog in you. So I get your concern. Like, if you know who I was thinking about when you were describing him, like, that sound like Bear Alexander or some shit. Like,
yeah,
he's
exactly.
like another bear or something. All the talent in the world, but your mind ain't right.
Yeah, I I, I forget the kids. It's Akili Marker or something like that. That came and visited. I like his game. He's like 6'3", 263 and something like that. So you can put some weight on him. But I forget from where he's from. But I know we can get him as another D lineman. I like what Vander made that they had, which
Yeah,
he's
he's
it's.
another 3-star that I feel like he gonna get his fourth star this year.
Oh, did you see him in the championship game?
Nah, he was balling.
Oh man, they couldn't block him.
Yup. See, so that's why y'all listening, fans. Y'all can't just go up on the stars. I'm telling y'all,
I know. I
you
know. I,
can't.
I mean, I mean, he should be getting a major boost this coming season because he's going to be a star for Santa Margarita. Okay, he reminds me a lot of Tom Tom. The way he
Mm.
played that championship game, he was all over the place.
And you
I mean,
like a player that played good in big games too.
he must have had about 3 or 4 sacks in the game. They couldn't do anything with him.
Hey, Carter, Walter, I want to make a quick statement.
Yeah.
Desmond Stevens had 17 total tackles against Oregon, 11 solo, 6 assisted.
Ooh, all right. Walter ain't lying.
Yeah, 17
Yeah.
tackles against Oregon.
Yeah, I wanted to say
He,
it was
he came to
Oregon.
play.
I wasn't sure and stuff like that. I wanted to say Oregon, but yeah. I mean, you know, let's hope the light comes on this year because I think if it does, I mean, you may be looking at an all conference linebacker.
Oh, CEO Gatewood said he was talking about recruiting in Pacific. Our linebacker recruiting has been trash. Yeah, we didn't miss out on a lot of linebackers going back 2 years ago to Noah Michael, and I get what he's saying. Like before Bowden came,
And
we was
Kingston
missing
also.
on KVA. We was missing on all the local linebackers.
Well, we lost. Yeah, we lost out of KVA because what? We lost one because Ennis left.
You think
The,
because Ants?
yeah, Ennis left the day of signing. I
Oh
mean, so
yeah, he
you don't
fucked us
know
over
who
doing that.
He went to
yeah,
become the
you
head
don't
coach.
know who the linebacker coach was going to be.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
he right with that though. Like
yeah,
man, a lot of linebackers broke our hearts over the years.
we lost out on three linebackers because
Yeah.
how poorly the defense was. But that was changed around because all of a sudden now what? We got Ely, we got Sean Scott, who is another guy that you better look out for because I think he's going to be a sleeper that's nobody's talking about.
They're
I think he
switching
gonna
him.
have a.
They're
I think
switching
he
him
gonna
to
have a learning
linebacker
curve.
too, right? Isn't he like?
Yeah,
Wasn't he like
yeah. But
yeah.
the guy who trains him, who's a friend of USC says he can play linebacker. He was
Okay, nice.
playing edge for modern day, but he's mobile. He's quick enough and agile enough to play linebacker. And he's a
Nice.
big kid. He's 6'3", 235.
Yeah, he
So
like
you like
honor.
that?
He like honor. He played a different position in high school, but he getting projected for. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's the same thing with him. Like, okay, you play
But,
edge, but you got the physical traits and instincts for a linebacker. But that's why I was saying we got to give him chance to have that learning curve and growth. So I don't
but
think
but what
he gonna make an
but
impact
what
this
is it?
year.
But what is an edge? Edge is basically a stand-up linebacker. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
why they
true.
call it.
That's true. But you gonna edge got to be better at shedding blocks for big offensive linemen. But I like a player going from edge to linebacker. That to me, that's better than going from linebacker to edge.
Yeah,
Right. So
you're
I
right.
do like him at linebacker. I do. And it ain't like moving newbie from linebacker to edge. I feel like if you truly a linebacker, you don't need to be at the edge.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know
I
what?
feel like an edge. I feel like to me the perfect edge is a defensive end that could play with his hand in the ground or standing up. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a linebacker
right.
that could get in the trenches. It's a defensive end that just athletic.
Yeah, but the only reason why they moved newbie last year was because Lucas was out. They just needed bodies. Okay.
And I feel like that slowed his development though.
Huh?
I feel like that
Uh,
slowed his development though at linebacker.
I don't know because I don't think it slowed his development. I just don't think it, they knew what to do with him.
Look, but I feel like tell me if you agree or not. I feel like linebacker is a more instinctual IQ position than a edge. So like if I'm
Yeah.
playing edge, I ain't got to be that smart. I just got to have my technique and know how to pass rush and shed blocks. Linebacker, I need to know the plays. I need to know what the offensive lineman doing. Is the guard pulling? You know what I'm saying? You got to be smarter to play linebacker. It's a physical position, but it's more mental. So I
I
feel
yeah
like
I
you slowed his progression as developing the linebacker IQ when you got him playing edge. Because ain't that what we talking about with Desmond Stevens? You like Desmond was a safety in high school. We gotta get, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same
yeah
thing with newbie. Like,
I understand it because newbie basically was an athlete in high school because he also played
yeah.
receiver and stuff. He also
Mm-hmm.
was a safety. He was basically a safety in high school. Yeah, I can understand. But
He played
I
whatever
mean,
his defense needed him.
but it wasn't for the whole season though. I mean, it's just for the spring. Because
Yeah,
once
yeah, yeah, yeah,
once
yeah,
look,
yeah, for sure. But I
yeah,
feel like that put him behind the other linebackers, right? That put him
okay,
behind Jaden and Desmond. While he was
yeah,
down there competing for an edge spot, Jaden and Desmond was securing their linebacker spots.
yeah.
Now, when we move you back to linebacker, they better than you just because they know the position better. And
But
now I
he's
got to
been
learn a
getting
different position in the playbook. Now I
no,
got to, you know
but
what I'm
but
saying? Like,
yeah, but they seem to be getting. He seems to be getting some nice remarks from some of the writers. They like what they
Oh
see
yeah,
with him. Yeah, because he's fast. He runs a sub. He ran a sub 1100
out of
in
high
high
school.
school. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like he was one of my favorite players in that recruiting class. Like watching his, I remember watching his huddle. Like I thought he was gonna be the next number 55. Like, oh, this kid nice. Cause like you said, he could play safety, he could play wide receiver, and I'm like, oh, a linebacker that's that athletic, he could play wide receiver. So I'm like, I thought he was gonna be the one. Like his tape
yeah,
looked
but
nicer. His tape looked nicer than Desmond and Jaden Walker's. Like
yeah,
Desmond and Jaden Walker, they was hitting harder. They had bigger hits, but overall, his tape at linebacker was better than theirs, and he was ranked higher. Like Desmond and Jaden is
yeah,
3 stars. Desmond got his 4 star like at the end, but Newbie was
yeah,
a 4 star his whole damn career in high school.
yeah. The only thing about Newby, he had to put on weight.
Right. But now he got that way. And that's
Yeah,
another thing though. Like if he a linebacker and had to put on weight, why you move him to edge? Now he got to put on even more weight. Like you feel
well,
me?
well no,
Like they made a
Carter,
mistake with him when they did
yeah,
that.
but
I don't
Carter,
care.
they weren't going to have him put on more weight because there's some edges out there that aren't as big as the edges that we have. Believe me, you got some edges that are around 235, 240 that are pretty good. Not all. Well, we have freaky edges. Okay, when you got guys like Crawford and Shelby and Wafel. I mean, those aren't your normal size edges. Believe me. But we will see. Hello, you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, Carter. Well, well, I'm gonna wish you guys good night.
All right, Walter.
Uh, and next time you guys are on, I will come on and talk to you.
All right.
It's,
Fight
it's
on.
been it's been a good one. Tell Carter I said the same thing. Good night.
Phone died in this thing.
Hey man, it's all good.
Yeah, it's been real though. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's been 3.5 hours. I appreciate y'all for getting on here with me. Basically, y'all my co-host. You feel me? Cardinal and Bo, Walter Clark. You got any last thing you want to say, Cardinal and Bo?
Hey
Put a
man,
cherry on the
listen.
top.
Hey, just hey, it's a good day to be a Trojan. Let's just keep it going. Recruiting, practice, developing, everything, man. Just get better.
Exactly. I echo the same sentiment. Day by day, brick by brick, and this keep what we doing, and we'll be good. We'll be back at the top. So I appreciate everybody that came in. Cardinal Bo, you got my number. You can hit me whenever you want. And y'all just check in. I might do another live. I got a feeling like something else gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna be something else to talk about. So I'm gonna do another live tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. I'm pretty sure my boy Cardinal Bo probably hop on here. So until then, just fight on, fight on. I appreciate everybody that showed up, but we out this time. Black Diamond said he had 12% battery, started at 100%. Me too. Hey, look, but my phone was on the charger and it still died. Like, but I appreciate you, Black Diamond. You've been here from the beginning. Like I said, tap in with me if you in Southern California, I could get you some tickets and I could get you to practice. But until then, everybody, I appreciate y'all. Love all y'all. Fight on, fight on.